Know what's great? Xfinity Internet now includes Xfinity Flex, a voice-controlled 4K streaming device that puts all your favorite ways to stream on one screen. And now Peacock Premium is included too. So you get all this when you've got this. Peacock Premium on Xfinity Flex.
Welcomes you to the following presentation of the Southeastern Conference.
This is college football on ESPN, presented by Geico. An absolutely gorgeous mid-October Saturday in Columbia, South Carolina, as we welcome you to the SEC on ESPN. South Carolina looking for its first win over Auburn in 87 years, as the Gamecocks and 15th ranked Tigers meet in week 4 of the SEC schedule. Both teams still trying to find their footing here in 2020. South Carolina under 5th-year coach Will Muschamp played well against Tennessee and Florida, yet lost, then trounced Vanderbilt last week. Gus Malzahn's Auburn Tigers 2-1, but a controversial win over Arkansas a week ago left a lot of fans nervous about where this year might be headed. 18,000 fans in attendance here at Williams-Brice. Auburn won the toss and deferred, so South Carolina will start the game on offense. And here we go with Shi Smith deep. For the Gamecocks, it will be a touchback and come out to the 25. Welcome to the booth. Dave Pasch with Greg McElroy. Holly Rowe down on the field. Auburn, despite being ranked 15th in the country, is struggling, especially offensively. Greg, what has to change today?
Well, I think their running game's about to get going with their offensive line getting healthy, but their quarterback, Bo Nix, has got to pick it up a little bit from a consistency standpoint. So far this season, had a lot of ups and downs. The accuracy hasn't been exactly what you'd come to expect, and I think he's using his legs well, but they need to be more reliable and predictable in the passing game. So I think he needs to have a big day here today to get back on track to build on what should be a good sophomore season.
We'll see him shortly. South Carolina will have the ball first, and a run play to start the game, and good job at the point of attack by Auburn up front. Gain of 1 for Kevin Harris. Let's check in with Holly down on the field.
South Carolina quarterback Colin Hill has gone through quite a bit. His freshman year, he tore his left ACL playing at Colorado State. Rehabbed all the way and had friends and family by his side, but a basketball injury kept him back again. Another tear to the same knee. Then they had to take a patella from his right knee. He said, "I've overcome so much, but I'm grounded in my faith. Football doesn't define me, but I'm blessed to be out playing on the field."
Had such a great conversation for about 15 minutes with Colin yesterday. Really impressive young man as he hands it off here again to Harris, and he gets maybe 2 yards on the play, so it will be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, and Colin Hill's been a really fun story to follow. Like you just referenced, Holly, he has overcome so much and has been in a great spot with his South Carolina team. He, of course, went through a very difficult quarterback competition with Ryan Helinski, the incumbent starter from last year. And he has a great understanding of Mike Bobo's offense. He's, of course, the new coordinator, formerly the head coach of Colorado State.
Hill is from Moore, South Carolina, which is about an hour northwest of here. 3rd down and 7, his first pass of the day, taking a shot downfield, juggling, and unable to come up with it is Xavier Legette. It's a good throw that time by Hill. Legette couldn't pull it in, and it's a 3 and out for South Carolina.
Yeah, it looked like Legette just didn't time his jump perfectly, just jumped a little bit too early. And a good job by Auburn's defense. They have not played very well on 1st and 2nd down. They haven't forced enough 3rd and longs throughout the course of the first 3 games of the season. Right there, 3 and out to start the games. The exact start that Kevin Steele wanted his group to have.
True freshman punter Kai Kroger kicking it deep to Christian Tuitt. And it takes a major South Carolina roll all the way down to the 20-yard line for a 52-yard punt. Didn't look great coming off the foot, but works out just fine for Will Muschamp's team. He is 27-27. As the head coach, you see just 2 wins against ranked teams. They haven't beaten a ranked team at home since Tennessee in 2016. And a lot of people talking again about Gus Malzahn's future after the loss to Georgia and then the near defeat to Arkansas last week. So this is really a big game, not just for both teams, but for both coaches looking at the big picture. 5th year for Muschamp. Malzahn in his 8th year. Here's a flea flicker on the first play for Auburn, and Nix throwing it deep, got Schwartz, but overthrew him, incomplete. Went for the speedster, Schwartz on the trick play, but Nix couldn't find him.
And those are the throws that you just want to see Bo Nix make a little bit more consistently. He had Schwartz deep, took a little bit of a different angle than where Bo Nix thought he was going to head, and a big play. Not able to convert there.
So Tank Bigsby, the true freshman running back, gets drilled at the point of attack. Keir Thomas, a welcome sight for that South Carolina defense. He's been injured a lot over the course of his career. Didn't play last week, but back healthy in the middle of that defensive line for the Gamecocks.
3rd down is a spot where this South Carolina defense so far this season has been excellent, especially here in a 3rd and long situation.
They are 3rd in the country in that category, 19% conversion rate for opposing offenses. They rush 4 on 3rd and 9. Nix finds a receiver who's wide open, got behind the defense, pulled in for a first down. DJ Williams, the running back, with his 4th reception, they move the chains.
Excellent job by Bo Nix, moving just a little bit to his right, recognizing the cover 2, seeing the void there at the next level, and making a beautiful throw.
Nix off play action here, and Schwartz couldn't hang on to it. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Obviously been a little bit of a struggle offensively for Auburn this year, but a big part of it, and talking to the new offensive coordinator Chad Morris, is they just haven't really been that healthy. I mean, the offensive line, guys have been in and out of the lineup, even dating back to training camp, so they're finally really happy with the group they have up front. They're back to 100%. They found a great running back in Tank Bigsby. Just got to get the passing game going a little bit.
Nix again off play action, and it's complete to Seth Williams, who is their top receiver. He doesn't drop anything. Gain of 11. Big guy, 6'3", 210. And Chad Morris told us yesterday, with Williams being healthy, they really want to get him involved.
1st and 10.
He was shaken up last week, had 2 touchdowns in the win over Kentucky week 1. Here's Schwartz out in space, and twirled to the turf at the 39-yard line by Shiloh Sanders, Deion's son, making the stop.
I like this early looks that they're getting right now offensively for Auburn. Mixing run pass, they're getting the ball out of Bo Nix's hands quickly, build them with some confidence, with some quick completions. It's been a good opening script from Chad Morris.
Nix again to the air. And that pass too long for Shedrick Jackson. Well, isn't one of the reasons Gus Malzahn hired Chad Morris was because of his acumen in the passing game, where Malzahn is known more for the run game in terms of a play caller?
Yeah, I think they complement each other. I mean, Gus Malzahn's a guru as it pertains to the run game, one of the best in college football. And Chad Morris is very well respected, universally respected, when it comes to putting together pass concepts. So I think the mix has been interesting, but it's going to work out for Auburn in the long term.
Another pass play here for Nix, although using his feet here, trying to get the first down, and he was able to do it. Boy, the defender whiffed there. Nix slowed down for just a heartbeat, and the defender flew by him, Robinson, and he got the first down.
Trying to set up a screen, and Bo Nix is a good thrower, but man, he is excellent with his feet. Here he almost just tumbles forward. A couple Gamecocks go down, and he takes it with his legs.
Nix again to the air, and a sliding catch made by Jackson for a gain of 8 inside the 30-yard line. First catches of the year for Shedrick Jackson. A lot of receivers being targeted here on this first drive. 7 pass plays already out of the 9 plays run. It was a 4.5-minute drive. Here's Bigsby being chased, but gets the first down to the 20-yard line. Pickup of 5 there.
This young man is very exciting. Tank Bigsby, just a true freshman, but he is electric on the field. So fast almost too fast. You talk to the coaches, he hits the hole almost a little bit too quickly. Sometimes it's not there. But man, he is going to be special here in the years to come. So explosive with the ball in his hands and a capable pass catcher coming out of the backfield.
Nix going back to the air, looking for Roberts here. Knocked up into the air and incomplete. J.C. Horn, good coverage on Williams. Checking with Holly for more on the guy that Greg was talking about, Tank Bigsby.
Well, he was born Cartavius Bigsby is actually his real name, but he earned the name Tank after he would run over everything. His mom, Shaquana, told him that when he was 4 years old, he ran into the wall full speed. He still has the mark where those stitches were, and he told me, you know what, I still run just that exact same way, full speed ahead. This is a tank. Went from Cartavius to Tank Bigsby, and he's been a true blessing for Auburn.
Here's Nix to the air on 2nd and 10. Now he's going to take off and will get sacked at the 21-yard line. There's Keir Thomas again. Well, that story that Holly was telling about Bigsby running, head first into the wall. A lot of kids do that, and I know you can relate to this with a young son. They do it accidentally. Bigsby did it on purpose.
He is a blast to watch, man. He has a very bright future on the Plains, that's for sure.
Can South Carolina's defense get off the field? Auburn 2 for 2 on 3rd down against that great 3rd down defense. Schwartz trying to get outside, but runs out of room. Banged out of bounds at the 17. A gain of 6. It'll put Auburn in 4th and 6. But the Tigers settle for the field goal. They will. Bo Nix looked like he was motioning to the coaching staff like, hey, let me run one more, I'm hot.
Quarterbacks never want to come off the field, right? But a good opening drive from Bo Nix. I like the script, too, that Chad Morris put together. Some easy completions, get him into a groove, get him into a rhythm. They'll be able to build on that as the game goes along. But a good job, too, by South Carolina's defense when they got in the red zone, stifling a bit and shutting that drive down.
Anders Carlson, game-winning 39-yarder against Arkansas with 7 seconds left last week. And here he is from 35, getting Auburn on the board. An impressive drive for Bo Nix and the Tigers, and they get points here midway through the first in Columbia.
This was an unexpected bill not covered by my health insurance. And this is the Aflac duck who helped me cover it.
Aflac! When you're sick or injured, Aflac is there. We can help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Get to know us at aflac.com.
South Carolina hasn't gotten a win over Auburn since 1933. That's when the Golden Gate Suspension Bridge began construction. Johnny Unitas was also born, went on to become one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. But most importantly, for all of the students and probably broadcasters here, it was the end of Prohibition. It's been a minute. South Carolina getting a win today. The ladies might look a little different from 1933, but it would be historic nonetheless.
Boy, it's a good thing certain people on this crew weren't around when Prohibition ended in 33.
Would have been tough for me, not gonna lie.
This will be a touchback. Will come out to the 25 for South Carolina. It's only the 13th meeting between these two schools.
It always escapes me, like when you see a stat like that, I just completely, for me, almost my entire lifetime, South Carolina's been in the SEC, so it's like, it still throws me off to think about them not being in the SEC. They're just such a great member, so it's a pretty wild stat though, 1933, my goodness.
They're going to run the ball here with Kevin Harris, and not much between the tackles for South Carolina early on. A defender lost his helmet. Caleb Johnson will have to go to the sideline for a play. Coming up next here on ESPN. We saw it last week, A&M get that huge win for Jimbo Fisher against Florida. Now they have to go to Starkville and take on Mike Leach and Mississippi State. 4 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Excited for that game, man. Mike Leach, after taking the world by storm week 1, offense hasn't quite looked as good. He's just scoring 2 points last week. Not what you come to expect from the air raid.
Play action here for Hill on 2nd and 8, and he's going to get sacked. Waited way too long and gets crunched in the backfield. Zacoby McClain and Owen Papo get to the quarterback.
Just an awesome trigger at the second level. Look at how long they're in coverage for a second, and then they green dog late. Those linebackers doing a really good job of recognizing, all right, it's taking a second, and then their clock goes off. Let's go attack the quarterback, and they drop him for a sack. Great start so far on the first 5 offensive snaps for South Carolina for this Auburn defense.
They get a lot of running room here off the right side with Harris on 3rd and 13. Harris inside the 30. Harris will take it all the way for the touchdown. Will it stand? There's a flag down. 78-yard run on 3rd and 13. Let's see if it comes back though.
Holding, offense, number 54. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
It's a right guard, Javon Gwynn.
And you see he's going to hold Papo right there at the second level. It was a neat little design where they came across and handed it back. And if you see right here, as he works to the second level, Papo almost crosses face, and probably would have if not for the right hand of Gwynn. That's a good call by the official, wiping out a huge run there from Kevin Harris.
But maybe that, even though you have the penalty that negates a touchdown, will be a sign of encouragement for the offense, because they still got a big play out of it, and the offense had done nothing prior to that. They have 1 yard of total offense. Harris had an 88-yard touchdown run last week that stood. Hill's pass on the screen is caught, but dropped is to carry on Joyner for a loss of 3. So that Auburn defense off to a great start here, and they're going to get the ball back to the offense.
Good field position too. This has been an ideal start from Auburn. Of course, the big play wiped out by the penalty, but it was a good call. I think Papo would have made the play. So gotta like what you're seeing so far from Auburn's defense.
Christian Tuitt is deep again for Auburn. And fair caught at the 43-yard line, a 46-yard punt. South Carolina struggling a bit early on here. See how Bo Nix does in his second series, and we come back.
Outside your window, the wild is still wild. And warm and full of wonder. Outside your window, the wild is waiting. Don't forget to bring a snack. Nature Valley. We are better outside.
ESPN College Football is presented by Geico. Happy Geico Week. You could save even more by bundling home and car insurance.
That's such a big part of the fabric of college football. That's pre-pandemic, and hopefully at some point this will be full again. Especially in places like Columbia, South Carolina, where normally for a game like this against a ranked Auburn team, Tigers making a rare appearance here at Williams-Brice Stadium, that this place would be rocking long before kick. So 3-0 Auburn. Bo Nix went 5 of 9 for 52 yards passing on his opening drive. The sophomore quarterback throwing on first down here into South Carolina territory is Eli Stove, who has not been healthy recently. Didn't play against Arkansas, but is back today.
It's nice to get him back. He is a reliable piece on that single receiver side. They'll move Seth Williams around. He'll be all over the place, and we know Schwartz is so difficult to defend. So having the third element of that 3-man group at wide receiver is huge for this Auburn offense.
So an 8-yard pickup. Nix will throw again, and it's caught for a first down. True freshman Xavion Capers inside the 40-yard line, his second catch of the year, brought down by Shiloh Sanders.
It's an Auburn first down.
It's been so efficient so far from Auburn's offense. I think Bo Nix is staying within himself. Yeah, 5 of 9. The completion percentage isn't going to jump off the page. The 2 incompletions were deep, real deep, low percentage throws. So gotta like how in control he is at this moment of the game.
16th play, and on the pitch. Nix setting the block for Stove, who's inside the 30, and finally brought down inside the 25-yard line by Damani Staley. We've seen 2 trick plays here in the first quarter by Auburn, a flea flicker and now a reverse. Here's Bigsby trying to cut it to the outside, breaks a tackle. Wow, Bigsby all the way to the 10. Well, that's why Holly was talking about. You see it right there, running through people and picking up 15 yards.
He's so difficult to bring down. He's so fast, but he's also so slippery. And the guy just refuses to go down, never stops his legs from moving, and he is a handful. I mean, for a true freshman, my goodness, this guy is going to take the world by storm here sooner than later.
Just outside the 10-yard line, Nix fires, broken up by J.C. Horn, incomplete. Now, we just got word, by the way, for those wondering about the Alabama game tonight and Nick Saban's availability. We're being told that he tested negative again today. So that's 3 consecutive negative tests, separated by 24 hours of each, which falls in line with SEC protocol that would allow him to coach tonight in person. We'll get into how important that would have been had he not been there for Georgia trying to beat Alabama. 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. Here's Nix throwing a fade. Roberts! Incomplete. J.C. Horn doing a heck of a job. It is really hard to keep Williams when he gets his hands near the ball from knocking it away.
Man, this kid, J.C. Horn, is awesome, man. I can't believe how often Auburn's trying to target him. That's a fascinating matchup that will go on long past their college careers. J.C. Horn working against Seth Williams. Both guys are going to play a long time on Sunday. And Horn is one of the best cover corners in college football. Can't wait to watch that matchup as the game continues on.
Son of former NFL wide receiver Joe Horn, J.C., a 3-year starter for South Carolina at corner. 3rd down and 10. Nix caught. Touchdown. Eli Stove with his 2nd touchdown catch of the season. Great first quarter on offense for Auburn. And that guy in particular, Bo Nix. And now how about this, going for 2 with true freshman J.J. Pegues running the Wildcat. And he pitches it here to Grant Loy, who's the backup quarterback. Loy's pass to the end zone is incomplete. 3 trick plays to start, but they're unable to convert there with a 2-point play, and it remains 9-0 Auburn. .300-pound Wildcat quarterback, and Bo Nix getting the touchdown pass for the Tigers.
Tonight's the night for delicious tortilla bowls with flat bottoms. Easy to fill, easy to eat. Only from Old El Paso.
This football season, buy 3 participating items and save $20 off Fanatics gear at wearetailgatenation.com.
Bo Nix tried to target Seth Williams several times, instead found Eli Stove for the touchdown, and Auburn off to a great start offensively and holding South Carolina to -2 yards of total offense. Shi Smith, the deep man here for South Carolina. He'll return this one. And Smith is swarmed. The flag comes down. Forward progress stopped at the 18-yard line. Ladarius Tennyson leading the way that time for the Tigers. Bo Nix with 82 yards and a touchdown. And Seth Williams has been targeted 4 times, and J.C. Horn kept breaking up passes, so instead of going to Williams, Nix started going to everybody else.
During the return, holding number 35 receiving team. Half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
All right, let's check in with Matt Berry, get the latest on Nick Saban.
Yeah, guys, good afternoon. I want to recap the breaking news. Nick Saban cleared to coach tonight against Georgia. I want to give you some background on it. Nick Saban has actually had 5 negative PCR tests since Wednesday. They split the 5 tests through 2 separate labs, but he's had the most important 3 negative tests in the last 24 hours. Saban on the sidelines. Now, seconds ago, tied at 7, Trevor Lawrence goes deep for the touchdown. Clemson back up on top, 14-7.
Colin Hill hitting Shi Smith here, Matt, and pushed out of bounds near the 18-yard line. Greg, how important would it have been if Nick Saban weren't there tonight?
To me, it really wasn't as impactful as people continue to make it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Would it have felt awkward before the game as Steve Sarkisian addressed the team? Yeah, probably. But for the most part, he doesn't call plays. So if it were Steve Sarkisian or a coordinator who also was a head coach, I think that would have been a huge, huge deal. But I don't know. I thought it was a little overblown throughout the course of the week.
On second and short, there's no running room here for Kevin Harris. But what about just the presence of Nick Saban on the sideline? The fact that you know he's going to be there. I mean, you're so used to seeing him. I mean, you played for Saban. I mean, there's a presence there that would be absent.
There is. And I think in a game that is enormous, that presence isn't necessarily going to be felt quite as significantly because the players are already on high alert. So I don't know. I'm excited for the game tonight. I'm glad that both teams will be at full strength, and we'll see who's better between the two.
I think everybody's just glad to hear too that Coach Saban is healthy, obviously, with what's going on and the dangers of COVID. As Kevin Harris picks up the first down here on 20, past the 25. The Harris, who's a really good receiver out of the backfield, gain of 13 and a first down.
And finally, some breathing room now for South Carolina's offense. Really haven't had a lot to cheer about in the first 13 minutes of this ball game. Now they're out of the shadow of their own goalpost and are able to put one together there, and a nice job. A little cross-face, little throw behind the line of scrimmage, get it to Harris in space and get their offense some positive momentum.
Biggest play so far for South Carolina. Harris, who missed most of his freshman year with a groin injury. Hill, back shoulder throw, and Shi Smith couldn't come up with it. Jalen Simpson, who's missed the last 2 games due to injury, is back at corner. Redshirt freshman making the play defensively. Colin Hill, 3 of 5 passing so far. Grad transfer from Colorado State. Tackled in the backfield is Shi Smith on the jet sweep for a loss on the play. There was Colby Wooden, redshirt freshman, getting off a block and making a hit.
How about the recognition, too? I mean, that jet sweep happened so quickly. It's a great job by the redshirt freshman, Wooden, diagnosing, acknowledging it, and bringing down probably the most explosive Gamecock weapon on the offensive side of the football.
So that puts him in 3rd down and 14. 1 of 3 on 3rd down so far. Four-man rush for Auburn, and Hill. A flag is thrown, but boy, that's uncatchable. That ball was 10 yards out of bounds, unless they're going to rule that there was defensive holding before the ball was thrown. But if that's pass interference, I mean, the ball was 20 yards over his head. They could also look at it and say, well, he would have gotten near the football had he not been grabbed.
Pass interference, defense number 23. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
It's on Roger McCreary, so it's got to be that they're saying that McCreary kept the receiver from getting anywhere near the football, therefore it would have been catchable without pass interference.
You see at the bottom of the screen, looks clean obviously at that point, and then there's some contact right there. I mean, clearly Shi Smith selling it a little bit.
I don't think that should have been interference. I mean, again, the ball's thrown way out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought the ball was uncatchable, and I thought it was way too far. It didn't even look like Shi Smith really made an effort to go get it or fight through the contact whatsoever.
So first down via penalty for South Carolina on its 40-yard line. Play action. Hill on the rollout, and the pass is incomplete, trying to hit Smith. Good defense by Smoke Monday. Love that name. Time for today's Weekend Wake Up, brought to you by Wendy's Breakfast. So here are some of the games coming up, including tonight on ABC. North Carolina, which is now ranked 5th in the country, taking on Florida State. A&M Mississippi State to follow us on ESPN.
North Carolina up to number 5 in college football. It's amazing what Mac Brown's done in such a short period of time.
They run it here to Fenwick. Nice move past the 45. A gain of 6 on the play. How about Sam Howell and the job he's done for the Tar Heels at quarterback?
Yeah, he's excellent. Has a great supporting cast too at wide receiver, and a two-headed monster at running back that's as good as anybody. Very underrated duo there in the backfield for the Tar Heels.
Third down at 4. Back shoulder pass that's dropped by Shi Smith. Third leading receiver in the SEC. Some jawing afterwards between Smith and Jamien Sherwood. That should have been caught. Fourth down.
It was a good location on the throw. Just a little locked hitch against press, and one that you got to have your number 1 wide receiver's got to make this catch. I mean, just has to. It was well timed, perfectly thrown on third down especially. The ball has to be caught by Shi Smith.
South Carolina was thinking about going for it, but will punt. Christian Tutt is back deep. Kai Kroger, the true freshman, will boot it away. We've seen Tutt 3 times already. Gonna let this one sail over his head. It checks up though at the 3-yard line. Just a beautiful punt by the true freshman. Let's go to Matt Berry.
All right, gentlemen, Rocket Mortgage Studio Update, checking in on Tennessee. Kind of a trendy pick to click in the SEC East. Off to a good start this season, but Jared Garantano picked by Kelvin Joseph. 45 yards for the touchdown. And by the way, that punt looked like a Greg McElroy pitching wedge. Nice little sawed-off 54-degree.
Is that true, or is that just...
You know, I've actually got a better chance of hitting the band with the pitching wedge in my hand this time of year. Meaning, basically, hitting it off the hosel way right is a little bit more likely.
I resemble that remark. What happened when you don't play for 6 years? Auburn backed up. Nix from his end zone, rolling to his left, and able to dump it off to Schwartz. And the speedster gets all the way to the 25-yard line, so great play there by Auburn, deep in its own end, picking up 22 yards.
Really impressed with the accuracy here from Bo Nix. Taking a little bit of a shot, maybe trying to grab one there late, and hanging in there and throwing a strike to Schwartz right on the face mask. That's where I want to see his accuracy more often. And I'm telling you, man, he's pretty streaky, and when he's hot, he's a very, very capable quarterback.
Well, you said in the open he had to step up today in order for Auburn to win. He's done that without question so far. His pass here, though, off target, going for Williams. Second down. I mean, you look at how he's fared in big games. He does have the win over Alabama under his belt last year when he had 2 touchdowns, but 4 interceptions and losses against LSU and Florida. As a whole, they struggled against Georgia. It wasn't just him when they got beat 27-6 earlier this season.
I think we got to take into account, though, I mean, the offseason was disruptive, so the normal trajectory that you'd expect a second-year starter to make, it's difficult to expect that type of growth.
Nix to the air again, and a nice catch by Luke Deal, first of the year, on the 29-yard line, and that will take us to the second quarter. An impressive opening frame for Auburn. A 9-0 lead for the Tigers here in South Carolina.
Tonight's the night for delicious tortilla bowls with flat bottoms. Easy to fill, easy to eat. Only from Old El Paso.
This football season, buy 3 participating items and save $20 off Fanatics gear at wearetailgatenation.com.
Welcome back to college football on ESPN, presented by Geico. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Distance learning here at South Carolina. I've been trying to practice social distancing from Greg for 4 years.
You just can't escape me, bud.
Filling in for Joe Tessitore is working on boxing as there's some movement on the right side. Tess will be back next week here on the road. Brandon Council, who was playing right tackle last week. Auburn's had a ton of injuries up front. He moved.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Look at Will Muschamp, who a lot of people feel like this is a really big game for him. A 4-8 record a year ago, although they went 3-5, so 3 of their 4 wins were in conference play. But they haven't beaten a ranked team at home since 2016. It's the longest drought in 20-plus years. On 3rd and 11, Nix in trouble. Escapes. Now Nix throws into traffic, and it's intercepted. There's J.C. Horn again making a play. I mean, he's been all over Seth Williams throughout the day, and he gets a huge pick here.
J.C. Horn, what a great job. Bo Nix does a good job escaping the pocket, but J.C. Horn seeing and peeling off of his wide receiver to hop in front. Just excellent read by J.C. Horn, and for as good as he's been over the last 3 years, that is his first career interception. That is truly remarkable for a guy that's been that dominant.
Sometimes that just means they don't throw at you. But
that's true.
They have today, though. I mean, think of all the jump balls to Seth Williams he normally catches, but Horn has broken up passes, and now he gets a pick. South Carolina takes over inside the 30. Kevin Harris straight ahead. Picks up about 4. Let's go back to the studio and Matt.
All right, guys, interceptions going around the SEC today, especially for Jarrett Garantano. Already threw 1 pick 6. Look at this. Jamin Davis, 85 yards for a second pick 6. All Kentucky, 14-0 over Tennessee. And again, the breaking news in college football today for tonight. Nick Saban cleared to coach against Georgia.
Sure, the Auburn fans are going to get tired of us talking about Saban's return tonight before we're done here. But it's the biggest story in college football today. 2nd and 6. That pass is caught for a first down by Shi Smith. He hung on to that one after dropping a pass on the last drive that would have kept the possession going. And they're inside the 20-yard line now.
Really critical here that South Carolina get in the end zone. They've been really good in the red zone so far this year. They've been to the red zone 10 times. They've scored 7 touchdowns. Settling for 3 is not an option here.
Again, they try the middle of that Auburn defense with the big running back, Kevin Harris, at 225 pounds. And he gains 3 on the play, 2nd and 7. The defense for Auburn has had a ton of injuries. Big Cat Bryant, you see him there, number 1. He's been limited most of the season. Going today.
For the Gamecocks.
KJ Britt, who is their leader on defense, he's probably going to miss another month with a hand injury. Hill dumps it off. Harris got the first down. Out of bounds at the 3, but a fresh set of downs for South Carolina.
I like this little design. You get your quarterback rolling to the right. You got your best running back out in the flat. Nice easy pitch and catch. A good conversion.
Harris again keeps the feet moving, driving, and is into the end zone for the touchdown. So the interception by Bo Nix turned into points. Horn took it away, and Harris took it in.
And we'll see. It didn't seem like he was there. And you see the ball breaks the plane. Is that left elbow down? Of course, every scoring play, every play is reviewed. So I'm sure they're taking a look at it. The elbow's down, but is the ball across the plane?
The ruling
That
on the
angle,
field
it's
is
a little difficult,
touchdown.
but
The previous play is under further review.
obviously, take a look at this. It's a great effort there from Harris. Kind of making something out of nothing.
It would be his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. Again, has to be indisputable video evidence beyond all doubt to overturn the ruling in the field, which is a touchdown. And it's really hard to say that he didn't get the ball across when the elbow hit.
Right. There's the elbow, and was he on top of somebody? And so where's the knee? I mean, there's just not enough that I've seen
where's
from
the
that
ball
angle
there?
to suggest that it's indisputable video evidence to overturn. It's really close. It does look like the ball, though. It's just so hard to see all the pieces that you need to see.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
I think that's the correct call.
That's big, really big. Because Auburn was humming offensively. And if Bo Nix makes a mistake, nothing was going right for South Carolina, but then J.C. Horn makes a play, picks off the pass, and then South Carolina takes advantage of the turnover by getting into the end zone. It's amazing how a takeaway can completely change the seeming direction of the game. Extra point is good, and it's 9-7, despite the fact that Auburn has dominated most of this game.
It all started by the huge play by one of the best corners in college football, J.C. Horn, his first career interception, and Harris cashes in as the Gamecocks are back in business, down 2 here at home.
Your objective? Executing robust lesson plans, milestone reviews, and comprehensive exams to one of the most challenging, inquisitive, and perplexing kids you've ever seen. Yours. Yes, you survived another day of distance learning without crying your eyes out. That's vision accomplished. Whatever you set your sights on, VSP Vision Coverage will help you see it through. Enroll at work or buy your own plan. Learn more at VSP.com.
South Carolina pulls within 2 over Auburn. Well, the Tigers might have the tank, but South Carolina has the bus. That's the affectionate nickname that his teammates gave Kevin Harris. You guys saw his versatility on that play, a reception and a touchdown run. They love what he's driving.
Be a touchback here, Holly, and Auburn will start with the 25. Let's go to Matt Berry, checking again here in the studio.
Yeah, guys, because the Gamecocks are playing, may as well show you Clemson because they love each other. Here's a new wrinkle. A fake option, Davis Allen, 34 yards, 250 yards, 3 TDs for Trevor Lawrence, all Clemson early.
We're must be very popular talking about Nick Saban and then showing Clemson highlights. Like, goodness gracious.
Unfortunately, no Clemson, South Carolina this year, though. Auburn going back to the ground game here with Tank Bigsby, and he gets planted after a gain of 1. Big hit by true freshman Jordan Birch from here in Columbia. Under Armour All-America. They have some really good young players in that front 7 for South Carolina.
Birch is going to be a heck of a player in time. He's coming along, and all the freshmen's development, they've all been a little bit stunted at this point because of COVID, but it's going to be an exciting player to watch.
Bigsby past the 30-yard line, knocked down at the 32. Gain of 6 for Bigsby, 3rd and short.
There's a big 3rd down for Auburn's offense. Had everything going for him up until that last drive. And now to kind of seize back some of that momentum, they really need a conversion. Got some confusion here too with their personnel.
You know, it seems, Greg, too, like they've gone away from Seth Williams after a lot of targets early on, and maybe that's because of J.C. Horn, and he's on him here at the bottom of your screen. Instead, it's a design quarterback run with Nix getting the first down. Good open field tackle at the 41-yard line by John Dixon. Otherwise, Nix might still be running.
I love this. Little quarterback. You get linebacker to run out. You have a puller, a kick-out blocker, then the fullback following. Nix just hitting it north and south. Just really nice design. Good job taking advantage of the man coverage that South Carolina was in and creating opportunity for the quarterback's legs.
Bo Nix, freshman of the year in the SEC a year ago, throws a deep ball here. Jump ball, and it is caught. And there he is, Seth Williams, finally able to haul in one of those 50-50 jump balls. There's Bo's dad, Patrick, looking on. Gain of 44.
I mean, it's a 50-50 ball for just about everybody, but for Seth Williams, it's more like 70-30. He is so good with the ball in the air.
Here's another pass play. Schwartz couldn't hang on. Dropped it at the 10-yard line. I mean, how many times have they tried that already today? 6 targets for Seth Williams, and almost all of them have been with J.C. Horn blanketing him in a jump ball situation. Williams able to come down with that one.
Yeah, and ball was in the air forever. I mean, Horn was in good position. Williams just timing the jump just a little bit better and having those strong hands to secure the catch.
Here's Bigsby straight ahead, and Bigsby runs through defenders down to the 1-yard line. The ball came out. It's recovered by Jones, but they're going to rule the running back down at the 1-yard line.
Running on the field as the ball carrier's down. First down.
Let's see, as Bigsby's going to the ground.
Man.
Yeah, it does look like he has it secured, and as he stretches for the goal line, it does feel like that ball gets dislodged at that moment. So a good call, it appears, on the field by the official.
How impressive, though, is Bigsby? From LaGrange, Georgia, leading the conference in all-purpose yards. Gus and Chad Morris both just spoke glowingly about him as a young man as well yesterday. We got a timeout on the field. First and goal for Auburn when we come back.
Tonight's the night for delicious tortilla bowls with flat bottoms. Easy to fill, easy to eat. Only from Old El Paso.
This football season, buy 3 participating items and save $20 off Fanatics gear at wearetailgatenation.com.
ESPN College Football, presented by Geico, is brought to you by Burger King. The 3-for-3 deal is now at Burger King. And Allstate, you've never been in better hands.
Longest pass play of the year for Auburn, 44 yards to Seth Williams. As sure-handed as any in college football.
It's just amazing. His catch radius, especially vertically, is ridiculous. I mean, he times his jump so well. He just goes up in the air and just plucks it perfectly. Even when the ball is slightly underthrown, strong enough to negotiate the defender, reach over the defender, and secure the pass. I mean, he is so reliable on those contested catches, making a huge play there for the Auburn offense just a moment ago.
First and goal for the Tigers. And Bigsby walks into the end zone for the touchdown. So the true freshman able to get into the end zone for the first time.
Excellent answer from the Auburn offense after the turnover. A lot going on right there. Only 1 yard to gain. They got jet sweep going to the left. They got possible quarterback run as well, but no, they'll just hand it to Tank Bigsby, who has probably the easiest 1 yard touchdown of his life. Just an excellent drive from the Auburn offense.
Other than the turnover, maybe the best Auburn has looked offensively maybe this season. There's a penalty marker down on the extra point. They went for 2. Their first touchdown. That's the reason why the score is at 15-7.
Offside. Defense. That penalty is declined. The try is good.
Well, coming up tomorrow on Sunday NFL Countdown, before Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers square off, an inside look at what life is like backing up one of the game's greatest quarterbacks. Plus, Randy Moss ranks the best catches from today's college action. Kick off your Week 6 with Sunday NFL Countdown at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
What are the odds that Seth Williams' catch right there make it on You Got Moss? What are the odds?
Gotta be.
Gotta be up there, right?
Especially considering the ball hung up in the air forever. It was almost like a punt.
That thing brought rain. I mean, it's not a cloud in the sky, but there's definitely some raindrops on that football.
By the way, speaking of Aaron Rodgers, I mean, how well is he playing right now? It's right now him, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes got to be the front runners for MVP. Long way to go, but great start. Be a touchback, come out to the 25. All right, time for today's Aflac trivia question.
Aflac.
All right, Auburn and South Carolina have combined for 5 #1 overall NFL draft picks. Who are they?
Ooh.
I know 2 off the top of my head.
I was about to say, I got 2. Jadeveon Clowney and Cam Newton. The other 3 escape me.
Chew on that for a second here. Thinking about a defensive lineman for Auburn who didn't end up having a really good NFL career. Colin Hill, and wide open is the tight end Nick Muse out past the 45-yard line. A gain of 20 to start this drive for the Gamecocks.
I like the design here. A little mesh concept over the middle of the field, and Muse squeaks free. Just a little miscommunication there in the middle of the defense. Looked like Papo was the guy that should have been running with Muse, but he comes uncovered.
Play action for Hill, and the pass is deflected at the line of scrimmage by Owen Papo. Man, I'm trying to think about the #1. I mean, I'm still thinking about it.
You're still on that.
Recent, you have, #2 overall, Ronnie Brown from Auburn.
Right. Was Bo Jackson #1 overall?
Yeah.
Okay, there's one.
Stay
with us, Dave. There's a game going on.
That's my OCD kicking in.
You're in trivia land.
2nd and 10. Colin Hill gets smoked. Trying to dive head first that time. But he's pretty fearless. Guy's overcome 3 ACL injuries. Those injuries ended his 2017 season, 2018 season, and 2019 season, yet he keeps coming back.
Yeah, he takes a shot here, dives forward. Man, feel that one. Big hit delivered there. I believe it was Jacoby McClain. I mean, it was a lot of contact there.
Zykevius Walker was in there too. 3rd down and 10 here. 9-point lead for Auburn. And Hill in trouble and had to get rid of that pass. He got hit and it's incomplete. Tried to hit Rico Powers. 4th down.
So far, Auburn's pass rush has not been what we've come to expect from Auburn over the years. Granted, Marlon Davidson's not out there. He was picked in the 2nd round. We all know Derek Brown, how dominant he was. So it's been huge for them, at least in the coming weeks, to identify some guys that can get home. A good job of getting home there.
Tuck lets it bounce, shouldn't have. And South Carolina downs it around the 5-yard line. As we continue to think about this Aflac trivia question, we'll probably be thinking about it for the next 2 minutes before we come back. We'll answer it, though, coming up. 16-7 Auburn.
Tonight's the night for delicious tortilla bowls with flat bottoms. Easy to fill, easy to eat. Only from Old El Paso.
This football season, buy 3 participating items and save $20 off Fanatics gear at wearetailgatenation.com.
I think the only reason this is killing me is because you and I did NFL draft trivia for like 8 hours on Thursday. I think that's why. That's why I can't stop thinking about this. Okay, can we please just list who the 5 guys are? All right, we got 3 of them. Andre Bruce, that was the one I could thought of, the defensive player who didn't have a good NFL career. George Rogers, of course. We had Clowney, Newton, and Bo. Good question.
Great question. Can you call the game now? Are you able to get that off your chest? You feel good?
I'll try. They run it here on first down straight ahead. DJ Williams gets a handful. Let's go to Matt Berry.
I want to know about this NFL trivia. Was it at a bar? Was it amongst yourselves? Either way, Miami and Pitt, De'Aaron King, Will Mallory, touchdown. Hurricanes tied. Again, the breaking news in college football. Just want to remind everybody, Nick Saban cleared to coach tonight against Georgia.
Matt, to tell you how good or bad Greg was, he couldn't get his own name when we went through the draft picks. He forgot where he was picked as Bo Nix is out to the 20-yard line for the first down.
By the time he gets to pick 208, I've zoned out. You've lost me by that point.
So Auburn, which had to start that drive deep, again offensively looks really good so far. Yeah, the one mistake by Nix on the interception. Gets rid of the pass here and dropped at the 20-yard line. Eli Stove tackled by J.C. Horn, who has been all over the field today for South Carolina. He had the interception. It was turned into a South Carolina touchdown. Got a lot of sons of former NFL stars on that South Carolina defense. J.C. Horn, Joe Horn, Shiloh Sanders, Dion, as Nix checks it down here to Williams at the 25-yard line. Gave him a lot of cushion out to the 27. You also have Damani Staley, a senior linebacker. Dad Deuce played here and also for the Saints. Big third down here for South Carolina. Auburn 4 of 6 so far after struggling on third down to start the year. Nix looking, everybody covered, takes off, makes a nice move to get the first down and then slides. Well done by Bo Nix.
Great job by Bo Nix. I thought he could have cut it loose. He had a couple receivers to his right that were open, especially knowing the down and distance, but a great job with his legs, converting yet again against one of the nation's best third down defenses.
Williams ripped down in the backfield. Keir Thomas again at the line of scrimmage, making a tackle, the senior out of Miami, Florida, who is back healthy.
See Patrick Nix, who coaches down in Phoenix City, made the drive. Woke up really early this morning, driving here to Columbia. I know he's proud of his son, who Patrick, of course, played at Auburn as a quarterback as well.
And Patrick coached Bo in high school. Here's Nix rolling out. Long throw that is dropped. That was on target, but Capers could not hang on. Here's Holly.
Well, Patrick Nix has a new coaching job. He took the head coaching job at Central Phoenix High School in Alabama. They had a big game last night against Dothan that he won handily 49-13. Then got up early this morning, drove here to watch his son play in person. His son Bo said, "I really appreciate my dad. He has spent so many hours on the road driving to my games, trying to handle his job. He'll be back Sunday for meetings for his high school team as well."
Might be a free play here as South Carolina looked offside. The pass is caught, but short of the line to gain by Xavion Capers.
Offside. Defense, number 52. In the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Replay third down.
So that's on Ernest Jones. One of the leaders of that defense for South Carolina. It goes from 3rd and 10 to 3rd and 5.
Much more manageable, obviously, and Auburn's done a good job of using different counts these last couple plays. They did with a quick snap just a second ago, trying to catch that South Carolina defense off guard. That time going with the hard count. Just trying to keep that pass rush for South Carolina a little off balance.
Third down and 5. Nix from empty. Moving around. Flips it into traffic again. And it's picked off again. Intercepted by Jalen Dickerson. So Dickerson, who has been injured in his 6th year, missed all of last year with a hip injury, comes up big here for South Carolina, catching the ricochet and giving the ball back to the Gamecocks at midfield.
Tonight's the night for delicious tortilla bowls with flat bottoms. Easy to fill, easy to eat. Only from Old El Paso.
This football season, buy 3 participating items and save $20 off Fanatics gear at wearetailgatenation.com.
Take a better look at that interception on the AT&T 5G Skycam. I mean, Dickerson's just in a spy. I mean, Bo Nix done a good job hurting South Carolina with his legs, so they opted to spy. You can see nothing's there. Great coverage from Horn and an excellent job by Dickerson rallying to the football and finding his way into an interception.
So South Carolina takes over at the 49. Fenwick getting the carry here, trying to get to the perimeter, and dropped after a gain of about 2 by Sherwood. But you just look at Bo Nix, Greg, and for all the good things he's done today, and 2 turnovers where, I mean, they're dominating. But the 1 turnover led immediately to a touchdown, and the second one, again, unnecessary. Either throw it away, take a sack. I mean, there are a lot of things you can do to try to force it in there to Williams, and Horn's been all over him throughout the game. Here's a pitch, and it looked like Fenwick had trouble securing that ball. Papo knocks him out of play at the 45, bringing up 3rd down.
It was a big 3rd down for South Carolina's offense. You just got sudden change opportunity. You don't do a whole lot of 1st and 2nd downs, so you're sitting in the 3rd and medium. Got to expect on this particular play, Colin Hill is going to look towards his most reliable wide receiver, Shi Smith. That's where you'd expect him to go. See what type of look South Carolina gets in to see if they create a matchup for number 13, their star in the slot.
He's been targeted 6 times already, 3 catches. Hill looking for Smith. He's got it. A 1st down to the 35-yard line and a gain of 10.
They get into this stack alignment. Just creates a lot of cushion. You see the cushion. It's 3rd and 6, and you see the Auburn defenders. They're 11 yards deep. It's not quite aggressive as I'd like to see from Auburn's corners.
Hill over the middle. Smith, wow, he gets drilled by Jamie and Sherwood, but pops right back up and runs to the huddle.
And Sherwood, it's a great hit. My goodness.
He brought the wood here on the sideline. Look
I'll
at that.
say. Oh man, great hit. And Sherwood has been in Shi Smith's grill all day. I mean, he is talking non-stop. That time, Shi Smith just running right back to the huddle. Doesn't want anything to do with it because he lost that battle with the big collision.
Got a fullback in, Adam Prentice, who's a transfer from Colorado State. They're going to run behind him. Fenwick has a 1st down to the 23-yard line.
Fenwick on the carry.
Fenwick getting a lot of work here in the 2nd quarter.
I really like this concept here. It's called a bend scheme. As you see, they're handing it off play side to the left, and then that fullback and running back just bend back around to the other side. The lead blocker. Really like that look. It's not often you see teams in I formation anymore, too, so you got to soak up those moments.
That's right. Fullbacks everywhere. We're loving that. Fenwick cuts it upfield inside the 20-yard line. He turned on the Jets when he made that cut. All the way to the 17. A gain of about 7 there on first down. Fenwick has a pair of 100-yard rushing games in his career. He's a sophomore from Bradenton, Florida, giving Kevin Harris a breather here. 7th play of the drive, again started at midfield after the takeaway. Inside 2 to play here till halftime. Fenwick again swallowed at the 15-yard line. Derek Hall. Third and 2. They run it again between the tackles, and Fenwick is close to a first down. They are not afraid to run right at that Auburn front with no KJ Britt there for the Tigers. First down for South Carolina.
Yeah, need to start being a little mindful of the clock here. Minute 20. Obviously plenty of time in this part of the field. You don't want to play too slow, though, and make the clock a factor. So you got to be a little mindful of it here if you're Colin Hill.
Kevin Harris back in the game at running back. Hill, and the pass is caught by Van. Makes the defender miss. Van has a first down. It'll be first and goal from the 2 for South Carolina.
Great run after catch by Van, who doesn't get a ton of opportunities, making that first guy miss. Trying to get in the end zone. I like more. Great stuff.
Kevin Harris able to break a tackle. A huge hit by McClain, but Harris powered through that. Didn't get into the end zone, down to the 1-yard line. Second and goal. 11th play of the drive. The interception by Jalen Dickerson, the second thrown by Bo Nix today, put South Carolina in position to get within 3 before the extra point.
Second goal for the Gamecocks.
Well, timeout is taken here. It looked like there was an injury for Auburn, and maybe that's why play was stopped, but the clock was stopped for a long time before South Carolina called a timeout. Let's go to Matt Barry.
All right, guys, coming up on the Lexus halftime report. Again, the breaking news in college football. Nick Saban cleared to coach tonight against Georgia. Plus, Tennessee and their offense having a rough day against Kentucky. Not the same story for Trevor Lawrence and Clemson. We'll update you on the Tigers. The 125th overall pick, Jesse Palmer. The 8th overall pick, Joey Galloway, joined me, Mr. Irrelevant, coming up at the half.
The first overall pick in last year's draft, Kyler Murray, will be on display on Monday Night Football as the Cardinals and Cowboys go toe-to-toe on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. Monday Night Countdown kicks us off at 6. Here's a trivia question for you.
Okay.
What is Kyler Murray's record at Jerry World?
It is 5-0. It's an easy one. That's it's been all over the place.
Incorrect.
Wow.
6-0. 5-0 in high school at Oklahoma. Won a game there.
First of all, he also won a game there at Texas A&M. So you're wrong. I don't know why. I don't know. You might be right, but you're still wrong. I think he beat Arkansas there too, if I'm not mistaken.
So second and goal here for South Carolina. 42 seconds left. 1 timeout remaining. You try to pound it here. They've been doing it all game.
Yeah, I'd pound it. Wouldn't even think about throwing it.
Auburn sees the alignment, and then they call a timeout. They get the fullback Adam Prentice in there. Well, coming up later tonight, not on pay-per-view, but free on ESPN, Joe Tess and boxing.
A special hello to my SEC crew. Joe Tessitore here in Vegas, and will you look at all these championship belts? We've got the undisputed lightweight championship of the world tonight on ESPN. Free, not pay-per-view, but for now, keep enjoying Auburn at South Carolina. We'll see you tonight here in Vegas.
Well, since he's in Vegas, let's put an over-under on it. How many takes did it take for Tess to nail that one?
1.
Say 3.5. All right, We got Loma and Lopez I got so much information about this fight. I'm so excited. I am so excited. Loma is just a machine. Lopez with the reach advantage. He's got that one knockout power. Well, he's a lightweight version a little bit with the knockout power of Wilder. It's going to be really fun to watch tonight.
Quarterback keeper Hill on 2nd and goal pushes his way toward the goal line and in for the touchdown. Two turnovers by Bo Nix, leading to 2 touchdowns for South Carolina. So they're going to look further at this to see if indeed Colin Hill got in, but man, it's awfully hard to tell. To have enough evidence to overturn that.
The down marker appropriately placed as well. It's so hard to tell. I mean, where's the ball? Right. You know, you see his body. He's up and in there. At what point does he cross the plane?
All right, while they sort this out, because you mentioned Texas A&M, Kyler Murray at Texas A&M. So they did win that game, but he did not start that game. Ooh. So as a starter, he is 6-0.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But 7-0 as a player. Okay.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
I think that's the only way to call that one. You just can't tell. It's too hard to tell exactly where the ball is relative to the goal line. I think a good job of looking at it, but there's really no way that they could overturn it.
Going for 1. 16-14 Auburn. Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, you guys say that you're excited about that fight. I'm pretty excited because I was actually ringside at Vitaly Lomachenko's last fight in Madison Square Garden, thanks to our buddy Joe Tessitore. But here is Lopez. Look at him running some routes. He's got a lot of flair, a lot of speed. But guys, I'm actually a Lomachenko fan. I think he's the best tactician in the fight game right now. His hands are the quickest I've ever seen, and his feet are beautiful. So I'm going all in on Lomachenko tonight.
Wasn't it Holly break it? I mean, Holly's
awesome.
Covers everything, so she knows it.
Absolutely. I'm going to take Lopez. He's dubbed it the takeover. You know, he's taking over the lightweight division. I just think that knockout power is just, it's almost just too exciting. He's undefeated. Holly, we're just going to have to have a friendly wager, I think, you and I. We good with that?
Totally in. I'm here for it.
All right, stake bet. It's on. I love it.
I'm going Loma.
Of course you are. If I would have gone Loma, you would take Lopez.
Yeah, probably.
I know you too well.
Probably. Oh, mistake there. Kicking it out of bounds with 35 seconds to go, and Auburn has 2 timeouts left. Not good for South Carolina.
Yeah, and a kicker with a big leg, too. Carlson, big leg, so very possible that Auburn can get some points here.
Free kick out of.
So great starting field position. All right, so let's show you Loma here. I mean, you're ripping him earlier. I mean,
I'm not ripping him.
I mean, can you do this, Greg?
I cannot.
Juggle?
No. I am. He is a machine.
Look at this here. This one is. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Stop it. That's not real. That didn't happen.
Airbrushed, you think? Play action here. Nix forced out of the pocket, and this time throws it away. Instead of forcing it, which he's done twice, leading to interceptions, he just threw that out of bounds.
Of course, you got a couple timeouts. You can work the middle of the field if you so choose. Just got to be smart with the football, though. That's the ultimate priority here. Points are great. It'd be wonderful to walk into the half having stolen a couple before half, but a turnover kills you. So you have to be really smart with the football.
Short throw here by Nix. Pulled in by Stove and out of bounds at the 40. Clock stop with 23 seconds left. Anders Carlson's career long is 53 yards, so they need another 25 yards or so to get within range. Still have 2 timeouts, so certainly can throw the ball in the middle of the field, and the clock would stop on a first down to reset the chains. On third down, pass is caught by Stove again, so the clock will stop here momentarily. Ball at the 48 with 19 seconds left. And if they get into a spike situation, Bo Nix got to make sure he just spikes it forward. Nix in trouble here, being chased. And he runs out of bounds with 4 seconds left. Remember, he had that spike last week that looked backwards, but because there was not an immediate recovery, the SEC ruled that Auburn could keep possession, and they ended up winning in a field goal against Arkansas. And it looks like Gus here just going to have Bo Nix hoisted to the end zone. Maybe you get a pass interference penalty that would then put them in field goal range.
Yeah, you also have an excellent jump ball wide receiver, so just throw it as high as you possibly can, and maybe big number 18, Seth Williams, comes down with it.
Let's show you what happened last week. You had the fumbled exchange. You know, we talked with Bo about this. I mean, there's so much going on in your head. And so he tried to spike it, but he spiked it backwards. Arkansas heads up play to jump on it, but it was ruled an incomplete pass. The SEC again later came back and said no, it should have been ruled a backwards pass, but there was not an immediate recovery. To me, it looked like there was, but there wasn't, and so therefore they were able to keep possession and kick a field goal. Didn't you say you did that once?
I did.
Spiked it backwards?
I'll never forget, and me and Bo had to talk about it last night. Hey man, just so you know, I was 11 years old and I spiked it backwards. I'll never forget it too, because I didn't think about it. It doesn't even cross your mind. Spiked it backwards. The other team hopped on, took it to the house. So I definitely feel his pain, but it's a good learning experience for him. You can't get casual at any moment, even if you're trying to spike the ball.
Nix gets hit and sacked to end the first half. Kingsley Enagbari with the sack, and a good finish by South Carolina. Auburn by 2 at halftime here in Columbia. Let's go to the studio now and Matt Berry.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Lexus halftime report.
Welcome back to college football on ESPN, presented by Geico. On an absolutely spectacular mid-October Saturday at Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia, South Carolina, where you are watching the SEC on ESPN. Auburn leads 16-14, but the Tigers have been dominant. The problem has been Bo Nix throwing 2 interceptions. One to J.C. Horn, trying to force it into traffic, rolling left. And then J.C. Horn breaking up the pass, Jalen Dickerson getting the interception. They've passed Greg McElroy and Holly Rowe down on the field. You have the 2 interceptions by Nix, and you also have botched clock management at the end of the first half. Otherwise, Auburn should be up big.
Yeah, they'd be rolling right now if not for those 2 interceptions. It's really given South Carolina an awful lot of life, and if anything, actually some momentum heading in to the second half. And you really look at it, they're outgaining them 2-1 for the most part. I mean, defense has played pretty dang well. They've just been given the short field a couple times. So Auburn has to clean it up in the turnovers, or else the South Carolina is going to continue to hang around.
Take a look at our first half stats brought to you by Zaxby's. You talk about the total offense differential. Only 119 yards and just 9 first downs. Both turnovers turned into touchdowns by South Carolina, and both on the ground. One by Kevin Harris, one by Colin Hill.
And You look at that third down conversion percentage too for Auburn. They've done a pretty good job of making sure that they stay on the field. So that's one real bright spot though from the first half, is how efficient they've been on critical down and distance.
Tank Bigsby, his 8th carry of the game, and it's a 4-yard run. Let's check in with Holly.
What South Carolina's been able to do well defensively in this game is put some pressure on Bo Nix. We saw those 2 interceptions. Mistakes he made after a 4-man pressure caused him to scramble. Will Muschamp told me that he's really pleased with that they've been able to get pressure on the quarterback with just those 4 guys, as we see whistles and flags blowing this play dead.
All right, Holly, thank you. Muschamp trying to get above 500.
False start offense. Not all 11 players were set. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
They're trying to set up Seth Williams in a wide receiver screen.
And I think that's one thing that Bo Nix needs to do a better job of too here in the second half. Too often is he trying to escape the pocket when there's really no reason to escape the pocket. Your offensive line's healthy, hang in there and deliver the ball accurately. When you start moving around, that's when you get inconsistent.
Bigsby trying to get outside, in trouble though, and he is slammed to the ground by 5 South Carolina defenders after a 1-yard gain.
And back to what we were talking about with Bo Nix, and if you track it, you look at him on the move. When he's stationary in the pocket, he's accurate. But when you start moving and leaving the pocket prematurely, that's when bad things have a tendency to happen. You look at it, didn't do it as much in the first quarter, but the second quarter, that's when he came back to earth a little bit, with a couple bad decisions and some unfortunate outcomes.
There is some movement there as that back shoulder throw is off the left hand of Williams. Again, Horn in coverage. There was movement initially by South Carolina. The question is, did that defender jump into the neutral zone? Yes.
Offside. Defense, number 99. In the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Replay third down.
A mental mistake there by Jabari Ellis trying to jump the snap count on 3rd and 10, so now it's 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and Auburn's done that a couple times now. I mean, taking a 3rd and long and making it manageable just by use of the count and adjusting the count. So South Carolina's got to hang in there. Right now, this 3rd and 10 against the 3rd and 5 are 2 completely different downs as far as what you have available to you as a play caller.
Again, bottom of your screen, that great matchup, Seth Williams against J.C. Horn. He's looking for Williams, trying to get free. Now he throws for Williams, jump ball incomplete, but a flag. A lot of contact there as Williams was trying to get away from J.C. Horn. It looked like Horn had a hold of the jersey. That has been a great battle to watch throughout today. Really the first time that Williams has got the better of him, other than that 44-yard pass play.
Defense, number 1. 10-yard penalty. Also carries an automatic first down.
So you had 3rd and 10, you get the offside, and then you get the automatic first down with a defensive holding call and back-to-back plays.
I think it was a good call too. Is Williams was trying to come out of his break. You saw Horn kind of grab the jersey just a little bit and kind of throw himself right in front, forcing the throw to kind of go over the top. So I think it's a good call by the official.
Was it though? Maybe that was the wrong replay there as Stove has the first down. I mean, maybe it happened earlier because I didn't see much on that one as he was coming out of his break.
Yeah, it happened. It happened earlier. Watch as he comes out, breaks inside, and then as he comes back out, look at the left hand.
Yeah, there it is.
Grab him. That's exactly where it was. I think it was a good call by the official. That's been a matchup to watch. Horn against Williams, and it'll likely continue the next 30 minutes.
Bigsby able to break a tackle down to the 41-yard line for the true freshman from LaGrange, Georgia, who had 146 rushing yards against Arkansas last week and is halfway to 100 today.
They're going to try to continue to get him some opportunities on the perimeter. He's so fast. And if they can get him on the edge and secure the edge of this defense, his speed is really dangerous for that offense.
Play fake here for Nix. And that pass thrown behind Stove. Stove joined with John Dixon. seen a lot of that today. But going back to the running back Bigsby, I mean, Sean Shivers, the captain, one of the captains on offense for Auburn, we're told he's available, but we haven't seen him at all. He played in just one game, but missed the last 2 games due to injury.
Possible 4-down territory here from Auburn, so you have your whole offense available to you if you want to go for it on 4th.
That's DJ Williams in the backfield. Nix moving outside the pocket, long throw, and near the first down is Anthony Schwartz, and he has enough to move the chains inside the 40 at the 36.
Right there, another example of Bo Nix leaving the pocket, and he doesn't have to. I mean, there's nobody around him. He ends up making a good throw, though, on the sideline.
They'll run Williams here, up the middle. Runs through defenders for South Carolina and picks up 10 yards. Auburn with rhythm on this drive offensively. 3 minutes off the clock. They're inside the South Carolina 30. And there's an injured Gamecock. It's R.J. Roderick, junior from Summerville, South Carolina. Shaken up for South Carolina. Auburn on the move. Up 2.
Outside your window, the wild is still wild and warm and full of wonder. Outside your window, the wild is waiting. Don't forget to bring a snack. Nature Valley. We are better outside.
A lot going on in the SEC this week, including 2 games being postponed, and the news today that Nick Saban tested positive. A few days ago, the negative 3 straight tests, allowing him to coach tonight against Georgia in that huge game between the Tide and Dogs. First down for Auburn inside the South Carolina 30. They give it to Bigsby, and that's read well by South Carolina. Not much, with Jones chasing him out of bounds. Maybe a 1-yard run. John Dixon over there as well for South Carolina. And Bigsby losing his shoe on the play.
One thing we haven't seen a whole lot of is Pegues, the excellent tight end, 300 pounds, number 89, at the bottom of the line. We haven't seen a whole lot of him. Let's see if they get him the ball at some point.
Nix again moving outside the pocket, and another flag is thrown on Horn, getting tangled up with Williams. To your point in Pegues, we saw him once. That was on the botched 2-point conversion attempt in the first half as the Wildcat quarterback.
You might have. Both guys are pointing to each other, Horn and Williams. I don't know which side this might be on.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Ineligible downfield, number 65, offense. Pass interference, defense. The fouls will offset. It'll be 2nd down.
So again, offsetting fouls. J.C. Horn and Seth Williams, guys that are both in their junior year, but both have NFL futures. He broke up a pass that led to a pick. He had an interception of his own. He just saw the replay on the Jumbotron. And everybody in the stadium, about 18,000 or so, did not like the call. And Will Muschamp, never afraid to let the officials know his thoughts on a missed call. Quarterback run here for Nix. Downed at the 21-yard line by Staley. 3rd down and long here. 3rd down and mid-range, I should say. 3rd, about 5.
Will Muschamp is as hot as can be after that call. He is letting that field judge have it. He's got to focus here. A critical 3rd down. His defense has not done a very good job today on 3rd down. They've given up 70%. Coming into this game, only 19% conversion rate, so got to buckle down here.
Nix from the pocket, throws, knocked away by Horn, incomplete. Going again for Williams. Pass appeared to be a little behind Seth Williams.
And J.C. Horn is balling out. And that is a physical matchup, working against a very difficult receiver to cover. And Seth Williams, you see a lot of contact, but I like the no call. I mean, that's a physical matchup against a physical wide receiver and a physical corner. It's a good no call, great breakup by the outstanding corner.
38-yard try by Anders Carlson. He nails it, and Auburn's lead is 5. That's a win, though, for South Carolina, and Will Muschamp getting that stop on 3rd down.
Tonight's the night for delicious tortilla bowls with flat bottoms. Easy to fill, easy to eat. Only from Old El Paso.
This football season, buy 3 participating items and save $20 off Fanatics gear at wearetailgatenation.com.
ESPN, home of the college football playoff.
Well, moments after that bad throw by Nix to Williams, the two of them with a heated conversation on the Auburn sideline. And then it continues with Nix and offensive coordinator Chad Morris.
Chad Morris trying to calm down his quarterback. It's very understandable. Hey, tensions run hot. And Nix, on that throw, maybe he thought Williams was going to do something different. The way he kind of set it up, it looked like he was a slant, but kind of a fade. It was just not on the same page. And hey, it's frustrating. You're working against a great corner like J.C. Horn. I would imagine that Williams is probably pretty frustrated, and his quarterback's frustrated not being able to get him the ball.
He's been targeted 9 times, Williams has just 3 catches. Smith will let this one bounce into the end zone for a touchback, and South Carolina will start on a 25-yard line. So you look at the start for Nix when the offense was humming, but since that touchdown drive, 2 interceptions. Again, you mentioned it, scrambling when he doesn't need to, didn't handle the clock very well, along with the coaching staff at the end of the first half either.
Just got to hang in there. He's not trusting his protection. He's a little late on a few throws. Just got to hang in there. And I think his coordinator, Chad Morris, needs to get him some easy completions just to get this offense humming again and to get the passing game involved.
Let's see what graduate transfer Colin Hill can do now at quarterback for South Carolina. Run it here, and good run by Kevin Harris, dragged down by McCreary, but that is about 7 yards on 1st down. Don't forget, coming up next here on ESPN, it was supposed to be LSU Florida, but that game postponed, so Texas A&M and Mississippi State move over to ESPN. Jimbo Fisher got a big win last week over Florida, so the Aggies jumped to number 11. Mississippi State had a great start to the season, but Mike Leach's team has not looked as good since. We'll see what happens today. On 2nd and 2, they run Harris again. Pushed back. Might be just short. 3rd down. College football rankings brought to you by AT&T 5G. Clemson, that was at halftime, up 52-7.
Amazing. And obviously 2 and 3 squaring off tonight. Notre Dame looked really dominant last week running the football. They got Louisville. And then, of course, the Big Ten returns 1 week from today. So a lot to look forward to in an ever-changing ranking.
On 3rd and short, that's a great block by the fullback. And able to get close to the 1st down as Harris. He should have it. There is a penalty flag down, but it looked like a really good block by Prentice on the perimeter. And then he had Smoke Monday over there, hand fighting with a running back,
foul,
Harris.
Face mask.
And that's what happened.
Defense, number 21. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
Chippy game here.
Very chippy. And Smoke Monday, I mean, it's a difficult spot. I mean, you're just trying whatever you can on 3rd down to try to get down a really big running back with momentum. And how about the running back? Let's throw a little action at our man Adam Prentice. The endangered species known as the fullback, with a great block to secure the edge to set up the opportunity for Harris to get into the open field.
He's made a comeback, especially in the pro game. Hill on a wide receiver screen, hits Shi Smith, spun around and then body slam after a gain of 5 on the play by Jamien Sherwood, who has been lighting people up today.
He plays with a lot of energy, man. I mean, he has been fun to watch here today. Very engaging. I think it's probably the best way to say it. Very engaging after the whistle, which is kind of fun. I like it. I like the chippiness. And hey, man, there's not a crazy crowd to feed off of. You got to kind of work yourself into that frenzy defensively, and he's doing a great job of it.
Auburn showing blitz here. Hill's pass may have been tipped at the line, but it's incomplete. Leggett could not come up with it, being defended by Nehemiah Pritchett. Big Cat Bryant maybe got a hand on it.
Yeah, he definitely did. As you see, he skies up. You see the ball just start to wobble. It kind of dies on him. Big Cat Bryant. I know it's nice for Auburn to have him back. He's got they're certainly leaning on to kind of create that presence up front that you always seem to expect Auburn to have.
Maybe 4 down territory. We'll see what they call here in 3rd down and 5. They're going to keep it on the ground, and it's a huge running lane. And then, wow, Harris runs over Smoke. He smoked Monday at the 26-yard line and picked up 19 yards.
Man, you look at, there's just 3 Auburn defenders, which means there's 3 blockers. Is it just a piece of cake? I mean, there's nothing there, and Papo even works in the middle of the field. Just nothing but leverage. It's numbers right there in the inside zone. A great call by Mike Bobo and his quarterback, identifying the fact that they had numbers on that side of the ball and creating a big play in the run game.
How about Harris finishing that run too? Here's the backup, Fenwick, inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal. South Carolina a chance to take the lead here on this possession.
They got it working a little bit. A little zone read here, but it's easy decision when you see that defensive end fall down. And Fenwick saying, I want a piece of the action as well.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Hill sacked back at the 10. Good push by the Tigers up front. Loss of a couple on the play. Tyrone Truesdale was in there for Auburn.
Yeah, I don't love that play call there. They got to check out of it. Right there, Auburn has 5 defensive linemen with their hands in the ground and a bare front, 2 linebackers. You're trying to run quarterback draw. Who's not the most mobile guy in the world in Colin Hill. So that's a throw down. You got to throw it when you get a look like that.
2nd and goal outside the 10 now. Hill with a flag down. Oh, Shi Smith up the ladder, pulls it in for touchdown. He may not be 6'4" like Seth Williams on the other side with a jump ball.
Defense number 94. Penalty is declined. The wheeling on the field is a touchdown.
But Shi Smith at 5'10" went way up to pull that in, and now South Carolina will go for 2.
Just a veteran quarterback taking advantage of a free play. Obviously, he knows, hey, let's try a shot in the end zone, and Shi Smith elevates over Pritchett on the outside, who mistimed his jump a little bit, played it a little on his heels. South Carolina, a 2-point conversion away from taking a 3-point lead.
Hill rolling to his right, looking. There was a lot of contact as Shi Smith got shoved out of bounds. He and Smoke Monday having words, but it's incomplete. South Carolina does have the lead, though, on Colin Hill. 4th touchdown pass of the year. Shi Smith, 3rd touchdown catch. Gamecocks in front.
Outside your window, the wild is still wild, and warm and full of wonder. Outside your window, The Wild is waiting. Don't forget to bring a snack. Nature Valley. We are better outside.
Could stop the run. Receivers wide open downfield.
We're going to have to reevaluate a lot of things defensively.
I'm boiling and bubbling.
It was embarrassing.
I just read something about how many SEC teams are in the bottom half of the ranking.
No question, the defenses in the SEC have struggled this year. On the kickoff here for Auburn, Bigsby, wow, lowers the boom on the defender, is out to the 20-yard line, or the 30-yard line rather. That was Ernest Jones that got hammered that time by Bigsby. There's an injured South Carolina player away from where that contact occurred. Spencer Eason-Riddle appears to be the man shaken up as South Carolina has the lead by 1. Dave Pasch, Craig McElroy, Holly Rowe here in Columbia. Look at the defense by conference. The SEC's at the bottom.
It's amazing. And even more amazing, the Big 12 at the top. It
right.
really is. I mean,
Right.
That's even more amazing. But, it's just been one of those years, man. It's been really difficult talking to defensive coaches. It's been so challenging to have your guys in great shape. It's been difficult to practice tackling. Just haven't been enough opportunities. So as a result, you've seen a lot of defenses really reeling on their heels throughout the course of the first month of the season.
Of course, 2 other conferences have not even kicked off yet. Next week, the Big Ten will join us. The FBS about to fully assemble. Started with the ACC, job that Matt Brown has done in North Carolina. Big 12 jumped in September 12th. The SEC is in week 4 now of its season. The Big Ten is here next week. And then the Pac-12 finally on November 7th. And then who knows what's going to happen from there and what criteria the College Football Playoff Committee will use. Going to be really interesting if you have a Pac-12 team that's unbeaten, let's say, and an ACC team that's not a champion but has 1 loss, has played 5 more games than that.
Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating thing for the College Football Playoff Committee. Of course, they're tasked with finding the 4 best teams, right? That's always the task, but it's going to be really challenging knowing that everyone's going to be evaluated using different criteria.
Auburn takes over on its 31-yard line, trailing for the first time today. Nix off play action. That pass deflected at the line by Tonka Hemingway. Incomplete. Talked about Jordan Burch earlier, but Hemingway, whose brother Junior played at Michigan and in the NFL. Tonka, freshman from Conway, South Carolina. 2nd and 10 now for the Tigers. Nick's going to run it and runs right into Keir Thomas. Smashes him to the ground after a 1-yard pickup. Boy, has he been big. They're so glad to have Keir Thomas back. Missed all of last year with an ankle injury. Didn't play against Vanderbilt because of an injury, but he's back in a big way today. South Carolina, number 3 in the country on 3rd down defensively coming into today. But Auburn is 7 of 11. Nix's pass is off target, incomplete, trying to hit Capers.
That was a really tight window that Bo Nix was trying to hit on that in-breaking slant. You look at the slant. It was running right in as Ernest Jones was about to absolutely crush Capers. Capers kind of slowed down. That's why the ball was out in front, because he knew that presence was there inside. So really tight window, and it's that close. You probably need to look outside if you're Bo Nix.
Jamie Robinson is deep for South Carolina. He's got it on the 26-yard line and swarmed at the 28. We'll be back in 10 seconds. One-point lead for South Carolina. The Gamecocks at possession. 1-2 record, but they felt like they lost to Tennessee in a close game. Could have easily won that. Hung in there against Florida. They're feeling pretty good about themselves. Meanwhile, Auburn at 2-1, not so much. Based on what happened in the Arkansas game last week and how badly they got beat by Georgia. Here's a reverse on a trick play. And out of bounds to carry on Joyner all the way to the 43-yard line for a 14-yard pickup.
Yeah, I love this. They were running so well on the last drive. What do you do this time? You use that run game, and the threat of the run is the misdirection. You toss a little end around right after it. Really nicely done to take advantage of the fact that Auburn's defense probably just got chewed out that entire time that their offense is on the field, telling them, stop the run, stop the run. What do? Take advantage of it.
Here's a pitch to Harris, who again lowers the shoulder on the defender, hitting Pritchett. Gain of 3.
It's just really thoughtful play calling there from Mike Bobo. Just, you know exactly what Kevin Steele was telling his defense for the last 5 or 6 minutes. You come right out, first play, drive start, try to take advantage of that misdirection.
Longtime defensive coordinator in the SEC, and Mike Bobo, offensive coordinator, 14 years at Georgia before he took the Colorado State head coaching job. First year here with South Carolina. A lot of hitting. Those pads are popping today. Harris to midfield.
Harris just always falls forward, doesn't he? I mean, my goodness. I mean, Zacoby McClain delivers a pop right there, right at the line of scrimmage. Next thing you know, Harris just kind of spins out of it, falls forward, and it goes from 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 3.
Well, guys, I talked to some of the defensive backs for South Carolina, and they say when you try to tackle Kevin Harris, you can feel the weight of him behind you. He's listed at 225, but he is such a load. You can see how hard it is for these Auburn defenders to try to bring him down. Runs well behind his pads.
And he finishes runs too. Hill taking a shot here on 3rd down. A lot of contact downfield and a flag. Kevion Mullins, a player that the Auburn coaches were really concerned about, despite the fact that Mullins has 1 catch all year. But they went to him on that deep ball, and Smoke Monday got tangled up with him.
Pass interference. Defense number 21. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, and an automatic first down.
And Colin Hill got away with one right there because he passed up on a 3rd down and 3, a wide open slant. I mean, wide open. You're going to see Van come right off and get a little mesh. I mean, that's an easy first down. Instead, Hill tries to take the top off. He's bailed out, obviously, by the pass interference. So big play right there by Auburn's defense that kind of let Colin Hill off the hook.
Back to the ground game. Harris stiff arming. Out of bounds at the 30-yard line. I mean, it wasn't Derrick Henry stiff arm, but that's still powerful. I mean, Pritchett couldn't even bring him down, just had to kind of nudge him to the sideline to stop that momentum from Harris.
He's a bowling ball. I mean, that's really what he is. Talking to Will Muschamp, said, all right, well, you know, what would you see in this kid? What'd you like about it? He goes, well, we knew he was tough as can be, and he was tough to bring down. But we didn't know how fast he was. Well, he's clearly proven over the course of the last couple of weeks, breaking some big hitters. He's got a lot of speed, too.
Play fake here for Hill on the rollout, dumps it off to the fullback, first down catch. Prentice finally goes down. The 2 Colorado State grad transfers hooking up to keep this drive alive here inside the 25.
That's so funny. You talked to Mike Bobo, that was the coordinator, said, man, when are you going to throw my man Prentice a bone? Like, give him a chance. The guy's blocking his tail off. Do you have any plays designed to go to him? He goes, yeah, we might have one. Sure enough,
There
right
was.
there. Prentice, that's his one touch he'll get this season, but man, he made the most of it. Excellent job by the fullback.
Pressure coming late. Hill's pass tipped, and a diving interception by Papo. Big play by the Auburn defense to get a takeaway in the red zone.
What a great play by Christian Tutt. Just an in-breaking route, just an under route, piece of cake. Tutt breaks on it perfectly and gets a hand on it. Look at how he drives on that under route as Joyner gets cut off by the excellent nickel defender. That was a huge stop from Auburn's defense. Had to have it right there with their back against the wall.
South Carolina had all the momentum. Second interception thrown by Hill this season. Bigsby kind of stumbles at the line of scrimmage. Out to the 21 for 3 yards. This season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, All-State will make a contribution to the university's general scholarship fund. Thank you, All-State. Nearing 2 minutes to play here in the third in Columbia in front of about 18,000 fans on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Temperature around 70 here at Williams-Brice Stadium. Second down and 7 for Auburn. Nix to the air. And Schwartz going down to make a first down catch at the 31-yard line. 10 catches a week ago against Arkansas. Schwartz has 5 grabs today. Run play, Bigsby up the gut for 3 out to the 34.
You look at Schwartz and just how much respect South Carolina has for him and his speed. The defender all across the board in the coverage. Every defender for South Carolina was at 5 yards or less. Against Schwartz, they were 12 yards off. That's how much they don't want him to get over the top.
That's called respect. Here's a pass over the head of Seth Williams going for that matchup again. Williams against J.C. Horn. And they're going at each other before that ball's thrown in the air, trying to create space. Williams trying to get free from Horn. Horn trying to stay with him. Pass was way over his head.
You look at the coverage from South Carolina too. I mean, they are saying, hey, our best against your best. Rock and roll one-on-one coverage, and Bo Nix, based on how these safeties are aligned, I'd be looking in that direction. Trust my big wide receiver.
Play clock is down to 2. Snap to Nix. Sidearms it, and it's picked off by J.C. Horn, taking it back. With a second interception of the game, J.C. Horn stepping in front of Williams. After Auburn gets a takeaway, J.C. Horn comes back, having an incredible day with 2 picks and a pass breakup that led to another interception.
Yeah, trying to go to another locked hitch route. They've run this over and over again. That time, Williams takes it just a little bit deeper than where Bo Nix thought it was going to be, and Horn makes an excellent play on the ball.
Kevin Harris running it left and running it in. Touchdown, South Carolina. Well, back in the day, Joe Horn had pretty good hands when he was a member of the New Orleans Saints. And until this point, we didn't know about the hands of his son, J.C., because he didn't have a pick. But he's shown today he's got him 2 interceptions. And on the very next play, the touchdown followed by the extra point, and the lead is up to 8. Third interception thrown by Bo Nix.
J.C. Horn's been the best player on the field. I mean, it's just There's no other way about it. The guy has 2 interceptions. He has a tipped pass that led to a 3rd interception. In a matchup of future NFL stars, he is dominating. I mean, Seth Williams, I'm sure on Monday when Will Muschamp introduced the defensive plan, I'm sure he said, hey, JC, guess what, man? You got big number 18, and you're going to follow him wherever he goes on the field, and he has been up to the task. I mean, just game-changing play after game-changing play for the outstanding corner.
So, Greg, take me into the mind now with Bo Nix. You just thrown your 3rd interception.
First thing he's got to do is got to get on the same page with Seth Williams. There's been 3 or 4 different occurrences in which they were not on the same page, whether it be with depth or with routes or with attacking leverage, etc. He's got to get him going. So they need to find a quick completion to get Williams back in the same page with his quarterback. That would be the first play I'd call if I'm Chad Morris. I want to throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage to Seth Williams to just jumpstart his engine a little bit.
Auburn still has to go to Ole Miss, to Alabama, to Mississippi State. They have LSU, Tennessee, and A&M at home. You can make the case this is the easiest game left on their schedule, and obviously it's not an easy game. To be a touchback, will come out to the 25 for Auburn.
J.C. Horn, like I mentioned, he's been unbelievable. One-on-one situations against one of the best receivers in college football. He's done it also attacking the run. Had the pick, of course, to kind of change the momentum. Tipped this ball down on the 3rd down, and then, of course, another pick to set up the most recent touchdown. He has been outstanding throughout the course of this game, and a big reason why South Carolina right now has a comfortable 8-point lead.
Jalen Foster, important special teams player for South Carolina, shaken up. Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, Bo Nix is a young quarterback, a sophomore, and he has got to get some composure back. After that interception, it was actually him who came over and made the tackle on the sideline right in front of me. But then he got up, and after the play was well over, he had a late hit on another player. All the South Carolina sideline wanted a flag. Bo Nix ran to the sideline. He's just kind of out of sorts right now. We saw that exchange with Seth Williams, and he's got to settle down and find a way to get his composure back on this crucial point of the game.
It's a good catch, Holly, seeing that hit by Nix there. And he's been emotional all day. Nix keeping it here. He lowers the shoulder. At least he's channeling that energy into going at a defensive back, R.J. Roderick, and picking up 4 yards.
Yeah, maybe that's the way you get him going a little bit. Let him use his legs. That's instinctive. Here's the late hit right there that Holly was referring to.
Now the defender did make contact first, but you couldn't tell if,
the retaliation is always what gets the most attention too. So just got to allow his composure to settle in.
Nix moving to his right here on 2nd down. A lot of contact downfield, but no flag. Pass was intended for Schwartz. He got tangled up with Jamie Robinson. 3rd down and 6. Final seconds of the 3rd quarter. With South Carolina now up 8. And it's all been about points off turnovers for the Gamecocks today.
I'm just really surprised that Auburn hasn't gone to more stack alignments, more bunch alignments to try to give a little more cushion. And it looks like right here, maybe that stack alignment's coming. You see it at the top of the screen. That's a stack right there with Williams and Schwartz, and get him motioning too. That makes it a little more difficult to get in that press man matchup.
And you see J.C. Horn running with Seth Williams as a timeout is called here by Auburn. Having to burn a timeout. I know it's a big 3rd down, but might need that one in the 4th quarter.
Oh, that's a good timeout. This is almost a gotta-have-it situation. It really is. With the way South Carolina is controlling the line of scrimmage, of course Auburn can come back without question. But with the way they're controlling the line of scrimmage and the way they're running the football, I think this is a critical down and distance for Auburn. So spending a timeout there, well worth it. You have to have your best possible play in this situation for the conversion.
You know, Greg, I think the other thing that's impressive about J.C. Horn today is that Israel Mukwamu's not playing. He's a really good corner, the other starter. So there's even more pressure on Horn to make plays today.
As you look at Mukwamu. Here, it's exactly what I've been talking about. Here's a bunch alignment, it looks like, for Auburn offensively. They had some success with that earlier in the game, and this helps you create a little more cushion. So I like that they've gone to this bunch stack and get a little motion.
Although they moved Schwartz away from it, now he motions back into that on 3rd down and 6. Nix takes off, flag is down, and Nix is short of the line to gain anyway, brought down by Ernest Jones. Flag thrown in the area of offensive holding. Auburn is at its 34-yard line. If you're Will Muschamp, do you accept the penalty, or do you take the play thinking that Auburn will punt?
Holding, offense, number 56. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
They're going to accept the penalty because I don't think it's a guarantee that Auburn would just have kicked the ball there either.
No, I don't think so either. So you look at number 56. Manning kind of tackling that defensive tackle, Jabari Ellis.
Now it's 3rd and 16. Maybe you can force another turnover. And you wonder too, Chad Morris, about the confidence in the play calling of letting, depending on the position he puts Nix in on this 3rd down and long play. We'll find out when we start the 4th quarter. It was not a good third for Bo Nix and the Auburn offense. South Carolina, which was getting dominated in the first half, now leads by 8 as we go to the 4th in Columbia.
Tonight's the night for delicious tortilla bowls with flat bottoms. Easy to fill, easy to eat. Only from Old El Paso.
This football season, buy 3 participating items and save $20 off Fanatics gear at wearetailgatenation.com.
With the studio update, it is good old Rocky Flop today for Tennessee. Terry Wilson, 23-yard gain, and Chris Rodriguez punches it in. Right now, 34-7, Kentucky over Tennessee.
All right, Matt, welcome back. You're watching the SEC on ESPN with Greg McElroy, Holly Rowe, Dave Pasch at South Carolina, where Auburn faces a 3rd and 16. Trailing by 8 as we start the 4th quarter. Nix has sown 3 picks, all on 3rd down. He's going to drop it off underneath here to Williams, and Williams upfield has the 1st down. Still going, stiff arming. Deep in South Carolina territory, all the way to the 31-yard line. A penalty flag is down back at the 30 of South Carolina with R.J. Roderick shaken up. We've seen so many jump ball passes to Williams. Here is just a drop off.
Offense, number 80. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay 3rd down.
That negates a huge momentum-changing play as Williams looks shaken up. Penalty on Capers.
Man, just a great play, great design, great execution, with the exception of one result, was that hold by Xavion Capers, the freshman. They finally get Williams, though, back involved. Like, that was the play that they needed to run 3 plays ago. Get him back involved, get something underneath, get him feeling good, get him re-engaged. As you see, Capers clearly upset with the call.
Seth Williams has not been 100%, and he looked banged up as he went to the sideline. But he's not out there for 3rd down and 14 after the holding call.
With him not out there, it makes you think they're going to look in the direction of Anthony Schwartz. He's at the bottom of the screen. And J.C. Horn giving him a lot of cushion on 3rd and long.
I mean, a 15-yard cushion. Nix in trouble, being chased by Thomas, throws, It's caught but short of the line to gain by Capers, the true freshman. It's 4th down and 4 at the Auburn 31-yard line. Way too early to go for it in this situation, so the Tigers will punt. I think if there was a 4th and 1, maybe they would.
Capers getting a little talking to, man. Got to calm down. Everyone's got to relax. Tensions are very hot on that Auburn sideline right now.
Did you also see the way Capers reacted after he made that catch too? That's probably what it was about.
No doubt.
Celebrating when you're 4 yards short of a first down. Not a good punt. Takes a Auburn bounce all the way down to the 22-yard line of South Carolina. Check in with Matt.
All right, guys, giving you an update here on West Virginia and Kansas. Letty Brown. Get him in the open field and you're not going to catch him. Then again, no one was really there to tackle him to begin with. 87 yards. All Letty. Mountaineers separate in 24-10 over Kansas.
And Matt, no less Miles did not make the trip. Remember, tested positive for COVID-19. Nick Saban has tested negative. If you're just joining us, tested negative for a 3rd consecutive test. So Saban will coach tonight in that Alabama-Georgia game. South Carolina takes over, ball on the ground. A botched exchange there between Fenwick and Hill. SEC Network next Saturday. Auburn is taking on Ole Miss at noon. South Carolina LSU at 4. SEC Network. Again, the Big Ten starting up next week. Pac-12 the week to follow. 5-yard loss on that last play for the Gamecocks. It'll be Fenwick on the inside handoff and able to break through an arm tackle attempt by Papo. Out to the 24, an 8-yard gain puts him in 3rd down and 7. It's a big 3rd down here for Auburn defensively. Can the Tigers get off the field and get the ball back for Bo Nix?
Yeah, and what will Mike Bobo do, the offensive coordinator for South Carolina? You got to think he's going to find something on his play sheet to get Shi Smith the football. He's their best weapon in the passing game. He's at the bottom of his screen. Likely going to try to find a matchup that they like. Big number 13.
4-man rush by Auburn. Here's a shot downfield, single coverage. Smith, oh, he caught it! One-handed ripped it in at the 43 of Auburn.
What a catch. Wow. Odell Beckham, how do you do? Unbelievable concentration, pulling it down to the ground.
He got mossed. Rolling out is Hill. Dumping it off to Muse inside the 40. At the 35, a gain of 9 on the play.
I like they went a little tempo too, so they don't leave it up to a potential review. How about the concentration there? It's pretty well covered by McCreary. Shi Smith just juggling that football in as he goes to the ground. Amazing catch on 3rd and long.
Secured it before he slid out of bounds. Got the fullback Prentice in here. Short yardage.
I'd go play action. 2nd and short, I'd go play action, throw it deep.
Instead, they just hand it off to Fenwick, but he gets the 1st down easily. They're starting to lean on that Auburn defensive line on 2nd and 1. They had a huge gain.
This is a nice physical run. Good job by Prentice securing the edge. And see Fenwick, man. I mean, he is so tough to bring down. Both him and Kevin Harris. Those are two very physical backs. And at this point of the game, man, you're feeling it every time you try to tackle them.
They're both 220 plus. Here's Fenwick again. Good tackle in the open field at the 22 by Zacoby McClain, because there was some running room off that left edge. Still a gain of 4 on the play.
Great tackle by Zacoby McClain. He was the last man there. That was an excellent job there by the sophomore linebacker. Him and Papo, man, those are two sophomores that are going to be really good here for the Tigers in the years to come.
South Carolina lost 7 straight home games against a ranked team, going back to 2016. They have not beaten Auburn since they joined the SEC. Got to go back to 1933 when they last beat Auburn. Hill from the pocket. The pass is low, and it's incomplete. Hit the dirt. Intended for Kevion Mullins, who was open inside the 5. Here's 3rd down and 6. Let's check in with Holly.
This Auburn sideline is very quiet. Guys are sitting down, not a lot of energy and excitement. This is one of the challenges playing on the road with limited crowds. Who do you provide your energy from? Right now, it's not them. They're really struggling after those turnovers have taken some of the air out, and this is just too quiet. It's been like that for about a quarter and a half right now on the Auburn sideline.
Let's see if the defense is intense for this huge 3rd down here. Trying to force a field goal try. 5 minutes gone by. And a run Fenwick on 3rd down. And he's brought down at the 21-yard line by Sherwood. So it's 4th down and about 5. Be a 39-yard field goal try. Parker White. See Williams and Nix having a conversation again. This looks a little more civil. So a chance to push the lead to 11 here for Parker White, who is 5 of 6 this year. He had made 14 in a row going into the Vanderbilt game last week. Missed a 53-yarder, so normally pretty good on kicks from about 45 and in. And right on cue, puts it through. It's a 2-score game now. 9:13 to play.
This was an unexpected bill not covered by my health insurance. And this is the Aflac duck who helped me cover it.
Aflac! When you're sick or injured, Aflac is there. We can help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Get to know us at Aflac.com.
The students are the Taco Bell Live Más Student Section lives. Visit livemosstudentsection.com to learn more. With Greg McElroy and Holly Rowe, Dave Pash in Columbia. Bo Nix has thrown 3 interceptions today. He had 1 in the first 3 games. And a lot on his shoulders now with his team trailing by 11 with 9:13 to go. We'll come out to the 25. We'll see what Nix can do, but first we're going to check in with Matt Berry in the studio.
Gentlemen, back-to-back SEC fun on ESPN today. Coming up in about an hour, Jimbo Fisher coming off the big win against Florida, gets the Pirate and Mike Leach, Mississippi State. Can that air raid get back on track? Find out in an hour here on ESPN.
Jimbo got that win against the Gators. Will Muschamp could get a win that may help him in a similar way. He can take down 15th ranked Auburn today. We're going to start this drive of the run play. Bigsby past the 35, down the sideline, able to break a tackle and finally knocked out of bounds in South Carolina territory. But after a 30-yard run by the true freshman.
Yeah, great play right here for Auburn. Offense hasn't done a whole lot here in the second half. And Tank Bigsby provides a spark on the edge. Big collision at the end by Shiloh Sanders and him. But a huge play there for the Auburn offense. And here we are, stack alignments. Beautiful thing. That's what I want to see more from as I watch this Auburn offense try to create more separation.
Play fake here for Nix, and wide open in the middle of the field is Capers. Down to the 26-yard line. So the first play goes for 30. That one goes for 19, and the Tigers now in business.
Those stack alignments, what that does is it forces the defense to cover it a little differently. When they just go mono press man, and they haven't been getting separation.
Big hole for Bigsby inside the 15. Keeps his balance somehow. Drives the feet all the way to the 8. Man, this kid is going to be special. If he isn't already.
He already is. There is no doubt about it. Tank Bigsby is going to be a superstar sooner than later.
Over 100 yards on the day, leads the SEC in all-purpose yards as a first-year player. Now, he stumbled that time. He was greeted by 3 South Carolina defensive linemen. Dropped to the ground after a gain of 1. 2nd and goal, 7:50 on the clock. So if you don't get the touchdown here, not the end of the world if you can at least get 3. DJ Williams in the game at running back now. Those big J.J. Pegues motioning to the left. Here's Williams getting the carry, pushed back at the 4-yard line by Zach Pickens. 3rd down.
Normally you just throw with this look, you just throw a little jump ball. Seth Williams down on the left-hand side. Ton of room. He's obviously in one-on-one, but he has not won that matchup very often today.
Nix rolling left, waiting, directing traffic, and then throws it away. Good coverage in the end zone by the Gamecocks, and so Auburn will have to settle for the field goal.
It's a good throwaway by Bo Nix. Earlier in the game, got himself into some trouble by trying to do a little too much. Get out of the throwing pocket posture. That time throwing it away, hey, it's fine. Every drive has to end in a kick. Don't make a bad play worse. The defense won. We just put together a nice drive. So it's a good throwaway by Bo Nix. A good response from Auburn.
Carlson from 22. So they're within 8. Keep in mind, they had a botched 2-point conversion earlier in the game. It's an 8-point game, 1-score game, and they got points in just 2.5 minutes. 6:39 left.
Tonight's the night for delicious tortilla bowls with flat bottoms. Easy to fill, easy to eat. Only from Old El Paso.
This football season, buy 3 participating items and save $20 off Fanatics gear at wearetailgatenation.com.
ESPN College Football is presented by Geico. Happy Geico Week. You could save even more by bundling home and car insurance.
Auburn back in business after some great runs from Tank Bigsby, the freshman. 111 yards today, guys, and most importantly, a straight A student. I asked him what he's most proud of that he's done this season, and he said, I made the Dean's List last semester. That's the only thing I'm proud of that I've accomplished so far.
Well, you got him in a field goal range. Auburn gets the point, so it just took 2 minutes and 36 seconds to get within a score again. And keep in mind, Auburn had a failed 2-point play early in the game. Also had to use a timeout at the end of the 3rd, so they have 2 left. 6:36 on the clock. And this will come out to the 25-yard line. South Carolina leading by 8 in possession when we return to Columbia.
Tonight's the night for delicious tortilla bowls with flat bottoms. Easy to fill, easy to eat. Only from Old El Paso.
This football season, buy 3 participating items and save $20 off Fanatics gear at wearetailgatenation.com.
With a studio update, Liberty was a 3.5-point favorite today against Syracuse. They did that and then some, getting the program's first ever victory over an ACC team. 38-21 the final. Guys?
Ouch. Meanwhile, here it's 30-22. South Carolina leading, and the Gamecocks have the ball. They have 3 takeaways. They have led to 3 touchdowns, and that's the difference in the ball game. 6:36 to go. They're going to keep it on the ground here, and Harris diving past the 30. I mean, they're getting a lot of yards on first down just running between the tackles.
You can expect a heavy dose of Kevin Harris. He was spilled on the last drive by Fenwick. Got to think here Not in 4-minute offense yet. You still have to be aggressive. You still have to throw the football if the opportunity presents itself. But lead dog's going to be Kevin Harris on this drive.
This time he is leveled at the line of scrimmage. But again, as you pointed out earlier, able to fall forward to get enough to make it 3rd down and 1 at the 34.
3rd and 1 for the Gamecocks at the 34.
Harris with a couple of touchdowns today, 6 on the year, 2nd of the SEC in rushing yards per game. A rare huddle for South Carolina today.
At the hustle, 10 on the play clock.
I've got the fullback Prentice in here on 3rd and 1. Give it to Harris and breaks a tackle. Gonna be close. The spot looks good if you're a Gamecock fan at the 35-yard line. It is a 1st down.
It's really close. Go with little lead ISO there. Mike Bobo and Harris just willing his way to that conversion. Of course, if you're Colin Hill, he's a veteran guy, 5th-year senior, played a lot of football. No reason to ever snap the ball with anything more than 5 seconds remaining on the play clock. So be very mindful of the play clock. Play slow. See if you can't shorten this game.
Colin Hill, the grad transfer from Colorado State, who's overcome 3 ACL injuries trying to win this game here at quarterback, hands it off to Harris. Powers his way through 3 defenders to get positive yardage, a gain of about 3. And at some point you wonder, will Hill have to make a play? I guess Auburn's got to get a stop on against the run to force South Carolina to put it in Hill's hands.
And I'd be very comfortable with Hill, knowing he's a veteran. I'd be very comfortable going with a little misdirection naked. I mean, obviously you know Auburn's selling out against the run. Maybe you catch him by surprise with a little boot action with Hill on the move.
They've already taken 2 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock here on this drive. 2nd down and 7. And this time Harris in trouble. Stayed in bounds though, so the clock continues to run. 4 minutes and counting. No gain. 3rd down and 7. Do you throw it?
It's a tough call. I'd run it. Unless I had an ideal look. I mean, they've been really good in the run game so far, so picking it up with your running back is not out of the realm of possibility. But if you look at how tight those Auburn safeties are, and the deepest defender for Auburn is about 10 yards. Now he's starting to back up a little bit.
Colin Hill will throw it though, and the pass to the sidelines incomplete. They're going to throw a flag though. It was intended for Shi Smith, Roger McCreary in coverage. Both guys fell down. I mean, not only did they throw the ball, but it's not a high percentage throw either.
Trying to work the back shoulder. McCreary. Oh, man.
I don't like that call.
I don't like that either. Auburn. I don't like that at all. At this point of the game, I mean, the throw's off target a little bit. I didn't think there was enough there to warrant a flag.
Pass interference, number 23 defense. The penalty is an automatic 1st down at the spot of the foul.
Not much contact.
And just considering how physical those matchups have been on the perimeter all day long between corners and wide receivers, I've seen 7 or 8 that were significantly more contact than that didn't get flagged. So I don't love that call right there. Even though there was contact, still don't like it. Not at this point of the game.
Now South Carolina will go back to the run game here with 3:26 on the clock. Again, Auburn 2 timeouts. Harris can't find a running lane, and he'll lose a couple of yards. Auburn going to take a timeout here, so 1 left for the Tigers. 8 points, South Carolina leads. 2nd and long for the Gamecocks, and we come back.
Who's playing? Doesn't matter. Nope.
More Driven Moment is brought to you by Goodyear. right after Auburn got an interception. Bo Nix throws another one, his third of the day. J.C. Horn with his second pick of the game. And on the very next play, Kevin Harris takes it in for the score. And South Carolina leading now 30-22 with 3:20 remaining in the fourth. They just lost a few yards on first down. Auburn used a timeout. Will Bo Nix get another shot? The Gamecocks have a 2nd and 13 at midfield. Just one timeout left for Auburn. Harris is the deep back. He'll get it here on 2nd and long. Gets maybe a yard. Gus Malzahn will call his final timeout. So they threw it on 3rd down and 7. Would they throw it on 3rd down and 10? If they pick it up, the game for all intents and purposes would be over because Auburn couldn't stop the clock. But if they don't, you're going to give Auburn the ball back. If it's an incompletion, give it back to them with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'd run it. I wouldn't even think about it. Bad things could potentially happen. And they were benefited, I think, by what was a little bit of a ticky-tack pass interference just a moment ago. I wouldn't want to try my luck again. I would run it. Maybe one of my guys breaks a tackle. And if I were to throw it, it would be something misdirection. It would be some type of naked, some type of boot, something that's extremely high percentage. So the likelihood of it being incomplete is probably around 1 or 2%. So I would be very conservative with this play call if I were Mike Bobo.
Holly Rowe.
Well, if South Carolina is able to hold on and get this first win since 1933, an Auburn grad is part of the reason why. Tavares Robinson is a young up-and-coming defensive coordinator for South Carolina. He was a standout star at Auburn, and he has called a great game today. I know he and Will Muschamp worked together on that. 22 points, really stifling Auburn in the second half and getting those interceptions, frustrating Bo Nix. Auburn giving it right back to them with one of their grads.
All right, Holly, 3rd down and 10 now for South Carolina. No timeouts left for Auburn, and they will run it down to about the 44 as a shoe goes flying from Kevin Harris. So it's 4th down and about 5. Offense still on the field here for South Carolina.
Yeah, you take it all the way down to 0. Take the delay of game. Give your punter just a little bit more room. And if you look so far at how they've punted so far today, there's been a couple times in which they've pinned them inside the 5. Would maybe go with a hard count too, though. If I were this punt team, maybe I get an Auburn Tiger to maybe jump in the neutral zone.
It is 4th and 6. That would make it 4th and 1. Kroger. It will go into the end zone. So Auburn will start this drive on its 20-yard line with 2:15 to go and no timeouts, down 8. Our next UFC Fight Night is today from Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. Brian Ortega taking on the Korean Zombie. Prelims start at 4 Eastern, main card 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN Plus in English and Spanish. Dave Pasch, Greg McElroy, Holly Rowe here in Columbia. Bo Nix looking for redemption. The sophomore quarterback has thrown 3 picks today, 2 by that guy, J.C. Horn. It'll be a matchup to watch here. Horn against the outstanding wide receiver for Auburn, Seth Williams, who's been targeted 12 times but only 4 catches today. Nix to throw on first down. Long pass toward the sideline. A diving catch is made. Clock is moving, though, once they reset the chains after the grab by Schwartz.
It's the biggest thing. Get the drive started. You got plenty of time. Stay in rhythm.
They're stopping it here. This may be incomplete.
The ruling on the field is a completed catch for a first down. The previous play is under further review.
And it is really close. Good strong hands there from Schwartz.
Did he have control when the ball hit the ground?
It's really close. Take another look at it. Obviously that ball was diving.
Almost looked like the ground assisted him there rather than him having control and the ball hitting the ground.
I think the first look is probably the best look that we saw. Here it is. Does it hit the ground right there?
And it did. And it looks like he lost control, which means it should be an incomplete pass.
Yeah. Really close. Of course, it's got to be indisputable video evidence beyond all doubt to overturn, but it does look like that ball moves a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, right as he moves, you see the ball just twist just ever so slightly, which would lead you to think that it's an incompletion, but my goodness, that is so close.
That would negate a 12-yard gain. They would put a little time back on the clock, though.
To play devil's advocate, though, if I'm Schwartz and I'm trying to prove my case in court of law, I'd say, well, my hand is why the ball twisted. My gloves, I still had control. It twisted because my hand twisted. I don't know if that'll work, but it is really close.
Well, no surprise that an Auburn game is coming down to the end with the officials involved, just like last week against Arkansas when they were driving for the game-winning field goal. Bo Nix spiked it backwards, but that wasn't the ruling. It was later deemed by the SEC that there was not an immediate recovery and therefore
review,
not a backwards.
The ruling on the field stands.
Wow.
Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
So that's because, well, you said it, Greg. It's close, and if it's close, you have to say the ruling on the field stands, because it was hard to tell if he lost, if he had control or not, and they ruled initially that he did.
I really could have seen it going both ways. I really could have. That's why catch no catch is a very difficult and controversial topic in the world of college football and the NFL, frankly. But I think based on what we had, I mean, there was not really a whole lot of indisputable video evidence to overturn. Like I said, Schwartz could have said, my hand twisted, that's why the ball twisted.
So 2:11 on the clock. Again, no timeouts. Nix back to throw, pressure coming. Nix rolling out, throws it away. 2nd and 10. But you had that crazy finish against Arkansas last week. The backward spike off the fumbled exchange, no clear recovery. They kicked the game-winning field goal to beat Arkansas. They're down 8 here, so they need a touchdown and the 2-point conversion. 2nd and 10 from their 32. Nix in trouble, gets out of there. Nice move at the 40, and Nix tripped up at the 49. He still picks up 17 yards on the play. There's an injured South Carolina player, so that's going to stop the clock. It was stopped anyway just to reset the chains. There's Bo's dad, Patrick, former Auburn quarterback. Coached his son in high school.
And a really nice job by Bo Nix here. Nothing open. Take off, see if you can make a play with your legs. And if not for the incredible effort by Keir Thomas, he would have had a lot more opportunity to run. That was really just an incredible effort by the defensive lineman. Chasing him down, clicking his heels, and saving his team some additional yardage.
Tough to see Keir Thomas down, too, given all he's overcome in terms of injuries. I mean, he has had a big impact on this game today, especially in the first half. Gonna have to come out for this play at least here. First down for Auburn on its 49-yard line. So this acts and serves as a timeout basically for Auburn. They have a chance to go over and talk things over about what they want to do offensively with the ball now at midfield.
Yeah, and they're moving the ball really well. And if you want to pop a run, you can do that too. I mean, if you have numbers, have plenty of time. Obviously, with the way they're playing off of some of these wide receivers, there are some easy completions underneath.
4-man rush. Nix throwing a deep ball for Schwartz, who beat his man, but the pass was thrown over his head. Schwartz got past John Dixon. Runs a 4.2 40, and Nix threw it about 5 yards too long.
And it's hard to overthrow Schwartz, and there are very few opportunities in the game when you get Schwartz in press coverage man-to-man, but it was pretty obvious that South Carolina knew very well where he was at on the field, how quickly Shiloh Sanders got there.
A flag down, Nix rolling out, throws back across the middle, caught by Stobe at the 35 for a first down. 1:37 on the clock. Let's clean the penalty up. Ball at the 35 of South Carolina. No timeouts for Auburn. Down 8. Failed on a 2-point attempt after their first touchdown in the first quarter.
Offside. Defense, number 6. That penalty is declined. It'll be first down.
Gives Auburn some time, too, to catch its breath. Plenty of time here. It's taken 38 seconds for them to get from their 20-yard line down to the 35 of South Carolina. Nix looking, long throw to Schwartz, and the pass a little bit low, incomplete. Chad Morris, the play caller, former Arkansas head coach. He and Gus Malzahn cut from the same cloth. Long-time successful high school coaches working together for the first time, trying to work some magic here to give Auburn a chance maybe to tie it on a 2-point play. 35 yards away from having that chance. 1:32 in the clock. Nix bouncing around in the pocket, steps up, takes off. He's got running room. All the way down to the 18-yard line. Bo Nix again with his feet. Picks up 17 yards.
Yeah, just a great job, too, up front. Giving him plenty of time, trying to survey. He escapes, takes advantage of a lot of space underneath. Great job by Bo Nix.
They have some options here. They could run the ball inside the 20 with this time. But Nix will throw. Pass over the middle is caught by Williams at the 13-yard line. 55 and counting.
Plenty of time. Nothing to be concerned about. Would love to start to think about the boundary here a little bit. Maybe you can get a quick out route out of bounds. Give you a couple good shots at the end zone.
Nix in trouble. Gets hit, runs into his own guy, gets rid of the ball at the last second. They have not made a ruling yet. Now they're going to say an incomplete pass. Nix was nearly sacked, threw the ball. The officials didn't signal whether it was a forward pass or a fumble. There was a recovery, though, by South Carolina. Let's see first if he was sacked.
Wow. I mean, he obviously...
Hand was going forward, though.
Correct.
Intentional grounding, number 10.
Intentional grounding.
Offense.
Right.
The penalty is a loss of down at the spot of the foul. The foul also carries a 10-second runoff.
That's a huge penalty. And Auburn doesn't have a timeout to stop that 10-second runoff from happening.
Right. So they better be ready to get up and snap it, too. I mean, they have to... Obviously, that was a huge play as the pocket kind of collapsed around Bo Nix. But now, you got to be thinking about the down and distance more so than the touchdown, too. So be mindful of the situation in every possible angle for Bo Nix.
The backward spike that didn't cost him last week. The intentional grounding here that might cost them the game. Because of the runoff, they're at 23 seconds and a 3rd and 15. Sounded like he said the previous play is under review. Or looked like it, I should say. We didn't hear it. So they're going to see if he was sacked, but it didn't look like he was down. The hand was going forward, and he was clearly just throwing it. He was outside the pocket, didn't get it past the line of scrimmage, and nobody in the area in terms of a receiver.
And maybe they're looking at it. Did he get outside the tackle box?
Well, he did, but he didn't get the ball past the line of scrimmage.
Right. There's no receiver in the area, obviously, either. So I'm not sure what they're reviewing exactly, because
I think just to see Greg if he's down here before he releases it.
It's the same result.
Well, it wouldn't be grounding. He wouldn't have a timeout, though, to stop the clock. He'd have a sack.
The pass was incomplete at 38 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 38 seconds. The 10-second runoff will take the clock to 28.
There you go. So they're just trying to see if they should add a couple extra seconds, which is worth doing for sure, especially given the fact that it's a 7-second difference from where they had it originally. 5-second difference, excuse me.
Again, with that runoff, it takes you to 28 seconds, and you're in 3rd down and 15 with the ball at the 22-yard line, down 8, no timeouts. Can Bo Nix come through for the Tigers? A loss would almost certainly knock them out of SEC West Division title contention. Nix rolling around, trying to make something happen. He's got some green in front of him. Tries to hurdle a defender, gets knocked out of bounds at the 12. He picked up 10 yards. There are 9 seconds left. It is 4th down and about 5. You probably have 2 plays remaining. Of course, if you don't complete this, it'll be South Carolina ball. How do you handle this, Greg?
I go for the first down and I try to get to the boundary, but I'd throw a back shoulder fade all day long to Seth Williams. That's my guy. That's my go-to guy in the clutch. He's my most natural wide receiver. I want to find number 18 in this critical down and distance and see if he can make a play for me.
Will Muschamp is going to call a timeout. They set Seth Williams up in that trips formation there with J.C. Horn shadowing him as he's been all day.
You see Bo Nix on the move, trying to create an opportunity and go vertical. Didn't quite happen there.
Greg, I don't understand though, if you're Bo Nix, just run out of bounds. Give yourself extra 2 seconds so that if you get the first down, instead of having 1 play for the end zone, you have 2. But he kind of slowed down and then tried to hurdle. Instead of just running out of bounds, give yourself, instead of 9 seconds, 13. Easier said than done, but.
Right. Yeah, I think he was just trying to get as much yardage as he could. So I understand the thought process, but he was able to stop the clock either way. Give them a pivotal 3rd down here. And based on what they had before with the alignment, they were in a bunch formation, and that's been a good formation for Auburn today. Looks like they're going to get it again. South Carolina has not passed it off really well, so look at the top of the screen at this bunch and expect Bo Nix to look in that direction.
Nix, time is running out. A flag is down and Nix running the ball. He's tackled at the 9. No time left. Let's see what the penalty is though. He didn't get the first down, plus there's no time on the clock unless they were to put a second back on after Nix went down.
Personal foul, hands to the face, offense number 71. The ball carrier is short of the line to gain. That penalty is declined.
A huge win for Will Muschamp and South Carolina beating number 15 Auburn. Auburn was in command early on, but interceptions by Bo Nix allowed South Carolina to creep back into the ball game. Shi Smith having words with some Auburn players. We've seen that all day. This is big though for Will Muschamp. First win against Auburn since they joined the SEC. First win against the Tigers since 1933. And this was a quote earlier this season from Muschamp saying, hey, when you win, the food tastes better, your wife likes you better. Well, Muschamp a happy guy after this 30-22 win over Auburn. For Holly Rowe, Greg McElroy, our entire crew, I'm Dave Pash. So long from Columbia. Let's send it out to College Football Scoreboard.